Well, how it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We're jumping into the third episode of tonight's summer series, presented by the Dual Masters Guide, here on the Longshot channel. Rip tapping. We're doing Cabin 6.
You suck.
Cabin 6 is a phenomenal horror game brought to you by these phenomenal yahoos. And I'm so excited to be getting into this. We draw cards instead of rolling dice. It's very strange. I'm very excited. My name's Sir Pfeffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table. We're currently in our off season where I give the reins of GMing over to other amazing people that you see here. For example, tomorrow we also have Ben Brainerd's Doom Scroll, and so you can catch us there as well. But for now, if you want to get caught up on any of the shenanigans we get up to in here, you can go over to the YouTube called Longshot. And if you are interested in the on-season campaigns, of which there are 4 weekly streamed campaigns starting in August. Yeah, I'm running 4 games now.
Kind of crazy for that.
What? My record is 11. So I
in
can
1
handle
week?
4.
There's not that many days in a week.
Yeah, they weren't good, but you know, they were.
They weren't good, but they were.
They were there.
You should head over to the Discord if you would like to get in on the community. We have memes, or we are as chaotic as we are wholesome, but most importantly, we have bingo. And we have campaign-related bingo. It's very, very fun. It's phenomenal. We got a podcast you can check out as well. It's called Insight Check. We've got some new episodes coming down the pipeline. There's a phenomenal LARP that we're connected to called Heinefall. You should definitely check that out, heinefall.com. As well as check out the Instagram. And if you like the art, you should go follow Oddity Draws. Phenomenal creator. I think that's it for the announcements. Let me throw it over to the Dual Masters.
Not it.
All right. How to get that out of the way.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kiki. You can find me all over the internet. Kiki do stuff. Also, one half of Dual Masters Guide with my lovely partner James, and we're here to bring the pains. James takes it away.
James wasn't ready. Anyway, hi,
Sorry, I
it's
get
me.
shorter.
I'm James, also known as Hugger Muggered on the internet, the other half of Dual Masters Guide. You're nice, DM, right now? I didn't kill a kid last session. This session's not in the books yet.
I hate that that's the bar.
The bar is so low, you guys. As a friendly reminder, this is a horror series, and we mean horror, eldritch horror, phobias, insects crawling on you, kids dying, things happen at Volunteer Ranch. So please check out the content warnings. They have been updated for episode 3. If you have any triggers you'd like to look out for, they should be on there. And please, if any of them will trigger you, we'll see you next time. There will be other games to watch. We love you very much, and I'm going to pass it over to one of our players. How about Smiley?
Oh, hello. It's me, King Smiley. Call me King, call me Smiley, call me whatever you want, so long as I like it. Now, where you can find me currently right here. What's up? But if you want to find me, just me, then you can find me on King Smiley _ on here on Twitch. Also TikTok, but I haven't posted anything there for a while. I will be doing stuff on Twitch though. Today I am playing Elijah Blanco. Sometimes you just build something and just keep building something, and next thing you know, you have a box that just turns on for a light, and you just forget what your original purpose for building this box was. Pretty sure it was supposed to be a piggy bank. Then I wanted it to light up, and then all it does is light up.
And now you're broke.
Now it's a light stand, and I don't have no money. So, yeah.
Couldn't be me.
It's introspective.
I pop it off over to Andy.
Okay, thank you. Hey everybody, I'm Andy, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Pfeff, are you
This-
good?
He's dying. He's presently dying.
I'm sorry.
The fever's
Wait,
got him.
recreate it. I was writing and I wasn't paying attention. Do it again.
I don't know what I did.
I don't either.
I was just talking. Anyway. I had a bit planned for this, but I'm just
So
gonna do
sorry.
Have you ruined the bit? The
it.
bit.
I
How could you
I
do
don't
such a
blame him.
R.I.P. bit.
Well, you know, I figured the only thing that was missing from this was some set dressing.
Okay.
So I picked this up at a con yesterday.
Amazing.
That's
or
awesome.
Saturday. And hello, my name is Andy, and I am playing Paddy O'Shaughnessy, Cryptid Ranger, maybe Cop. And if you want to find me, Andy, you can see. I really broke them. I really did.
That's really good.
If you want to, I'm glad you approved. If you want to see me, you can find me over on Mr. Dandy DM's channel as Brash Biggs and Our Flag Means Doom. You can find me over in Saturday Morning Spell Kids as Zacchaeus P. Dunbar, in Star Progeny, the Lancer campaign, or when the summer's over, you can find me right here on Sir Pfeffer's Twitch on Longshot as Pierce Ashwalker, Blood Hunter, Rogue, a person who is incredibly unequipped to handle this dimension he's trapped in. But I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna popcorn it over to Hannah.
What's up? I'm Hannah Harper. You can find me everywhere at Hannah Plays D&D. I'm a professional dungeon master and TTRPG and D&D content creator on all the short form platforms doing weird stuff. You can catch me doing cool stuff like DMing D&D to Castle next month, as well as popping over to Gen Con to do some fun things, so keep an eye out for that. You can find me over on Madaloon's channel, playing a hellbent vampire, apparently. Big lore drop yesterday on that. Go check it out. And I'm really looking forward to causing chaos here tonight. I'm playing Robbie Lombardi, certified punk kid and taxidermy enthusiast. Fun fact about Robbie has never done a sit-up in their life. Not once, not ever. They would rather roll onto their stomach and then stand up that way than physically lift themselves.
Did they not have to do that, like, pacer test or whatever?
Oh, they did. They absolutely did. They failed. They just
Fitness
laid
gram
there,
pacer
arms
test is a
crossed,
multi-stage.
coughing.
The Fitness Gram Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test.
The reason that they don't want to is because when they come back inevitably from the dead, they want that one lift to be really effective. So they've chosen not to in their life.
That's really well thought out.
They don't want
Thank
to
you.
practice for it?
No,
I
they
feel
think
like it's
that,
just going to be
think that
really disappointing.
it's cultural appropriation at its finest, really.
Of zombies?
Yes, of zombies. Yep. We respect the dead in this household. Thank you very much.
Gotcha.
And I'm
And
gonna
the undead.
popcorn it over to Kate.
Hey y'all, my name's Kate. You can find me on the internet at the Cloudy Kate. I am a cosplayer, a TTRPG player. I've been on Sir Pfeffer's channel in the past. #throwback to Longshot season 1.
Veteran.
Honored to be back here for this session. Maybe you'll see me again in the future.
We can announce that though. We did put that out.
Oh, you did?
did?
Oh yeah, so I'll be joining the upcoming season of Bayonet in August. I'll be joining as a brand new character, which is so exciting. Feels like I'm a bit of a traitor to Longshot, but you know, trying new things. It's okay, trying new campaigns. A couple things I am also a performer, and I will be, if you're in the Kansas area, I don't know that part of the country, where I never took a geology class in my life. Geography.
We're American.
I will be in Bentonville, Arkansas at Australia Events. They are doing an Akatar themed night court ball on July 19th. I will be playing Nesta Archeron along with two of my very good friends as her sisters as Fabra and Elaine. It's going to be an incredible night. Tickets are available. Just search up Australia Fantasy Events and come hang out with us. And very exciting. And then I'm going to go ahead and popcorn it over to Feth.
Oh, me. Yeah, I'm Pfeffers. I'm playing Jensen. Jensen's a little pyro. I wouldn't call him a pyromaniac. I would call him an enthusiast. He's a pyromaniac. And he's going through it. We're all going through it. But I've got my aerosol can. And I'm armed now, and I just gotta find some fire starter material. Because people's heads are getting ripped off. So fuck the rules. People's heads are getting ripped off. That's where Jensen's at. Yeah, we just got partnered. That was cool. I'm still agog. I'm still flabbergasted. Incredibly thankful and honored. And I'm so thankful that all y'all are here with me tonight to have this fun. So with that said, over to you, crazy yahoos, Dual Masters.
I believe that's all of our cast. That's not all of our creatures, but we'll get to those. How about we start with a little bit of recap? And to do that, Kiki, why don't you take us to camp?
Absolutely. It's so weird. I came to camp and I found this really interesting journal.
Uh-oh.
June
Is it-
9th, 2025. I wasn't sure about mom and dad sending me here because honestly, I felt like my life has changed because of it. It's been over a week and today was the first official day of camp. We mostly mucked out the stables. I met a really strange cat. His name is Screwball, but his secret name is Tyler. Jensen had a bit of a hard time for a minute there. Got kind of fixated on staring at the sun and saying he thought Robbie was cursed. He's got some stuff going on. I sat with him for a minute and tried to teach him how to make a friendship bracelet, and it turned out okay. There'll be time to practice. When Tyler came over to me just to say hi, I got a bit impulsive and kind of stuck him under my shirt and brought him back to cabin 6. He's doing mostly okay, but there was a storm warning that rolled in, so we came back and we have been stuck inside for a while now. Baron and Joey went to grab us dinner. They're so nice to us. Baron even gave me the lunch Joey made for her when I forgot mine. I've been sitting on the boys' side, and I've been thinking of asking Elijah if I can hide you in the floorboard he pried up, but I haven't asked him yet. I know I write in code to you sometimes, but I don't want to get in trouble for my notes again, and Baron keeps on glancing at them when I bring you out. Oh, Dior just heard where her luggage is going to be stored. It's in storage B? Patty's going through some plans with his map. Dior just said something about her uncle committing insurance fraud. I'll ask later. Oh my gosh, we're heisting. Okay, I'm gonna go hand out my friendship bracelets and I'm gonna put you back in the floor. I'll update you when I get back. Love, Tabitha.
You suck.
I didn't do
Did
that.
you write that, or did you
Absolutely.
write that?
That was our final gift from Faye, also
Faye,
known as
if you can hear
Father
me from the
Faye.
beyond. Suck it.
Faye, we love you. Thank you for being our guest and our first death. To continue from that lovely recap, you all went on a heist and it ended poorly with the death of your new dear friend Tabitha. Really sorry, got a little ahead of myself. It was a bit of a spooky situation, and you all woke up in the cabin unaware of how you got back, and went on to your mornings where, boy, you all had some emotions to let out. Robbie attacked Screwball, the cat. Jensen ran off to go and unbury an aerosol can.
You're acting like my methods were crazy. You killed my friend.
It's a cat. It's a cat.
It's not a cat. It's the devil.
Patty
Good
ran
now,
off
every
to
time
go
something
and
comes back.
find his grandfather and tell him what was going on, and his grandfather immediately believed him, at the very least, that something was up and said he'd look into it. Dior ran off to follow Robbie after shouting at the counselors. They ran off in the same direction. Elijah ran off to the craft cabin, delirious and assured that Tabitha would be found inside, only to break down the door and find no one inside at all. And as our two lovely friends, Robbie and Dior, gathered up, they met some kind of horrifying ghostly creature outside the storage cabins, who pointed to the base of a tree with his mouth open wide, and they were able to unbury a Jenga box, rusted and a little messy, but with inside of it a cassette tape and a note folded up neatly. Now, after this point, just to move ahead a little bit, it's been about an hour, and within that hour time limit, you all have been rounded up. The camp does not like campers to go missing, and the camp does not like that you all took part in some activities that probably weren't on the schedule
Didn't show
today.
up for breakfast, bro.
It didn't show up for breakfast. That's already marks against you. Some of you were seen attacking animals, which, ooh, bad look. Bad look. Just gonna say it. Bad look. Elijah, you broke down a door to a cabin that was not open yet. And Jensen, you're just always in trouble anyway, so it was a little worrying.
Sure.
So once you all were gathered up, you were placed back into cabin 6, and that's where we're going to start our day. You all have been gathered up. You've been placed on your sides. There are still 2 security officers standing at the door, just in case any of you tries to run again, because some of you went limp, some of you struggled a little bit. It was a very confusing morning. And entering the cabin are your 2 main counselors, Baron, looking pretty upset, and Joey, who is currently holding an ice pack to one side of his face.
My daddy's lawyers are like, you don't even know who they've gotten off the hook. They will definitely be hearing. You will hear from my lawyers. You are gonna be so sued. You don't even know. You're not even allowed to know the cases they've represented.
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Are you gonna say anything?
Y'all have a long night.
Sorry, this is from this morning.
No, but
because
it's been a very long morning.
of cabin 2. No,
What happened to cabin 2?
2 students attempted to make shivs out of their toothbrushes, and I thought that was going to be the worst part of my night. But y'all have really, you see he, like, struggles to open his eye, because there is a black eye forming. Looks like he got, like, knocked by a human fist. Just, like, straight up, like, boom, right to the side of the face. Sort of sets down the ice pack and notices that Baron is still counting down backwards to try and calm down. So Joey takes over for a bit and kind of like settles down onto one of the chairs in the middle part of the cabin. All right, y'all. It's been a morning. I don't
say.
Yeah, it's kind of been a morning. I'm trying to figure out why it was this kind of morning. So, if y'all would like to talk, we're here to talk. But while we do that, I have been informed by Director Brunton that Miss Beth is going to come through and do a security check because of what happened this morning. So, we're going to let the security patrol come in and do what they have to do, and we can talk about what this morning was. Does anyone want to start?
Well, answer me this. Where's Tabitha?
Are you in on it?
What?
Where's fucking Tabitha?
Girl
Language.
in your care died last night.
What are you
We're supposed to be
on about?
under
Tabitha's
your
with her
watch.
family.
What do you mean she's with her family?
We
are
were
they
going
dead?
we were going to tell you at breakfast. Tabitha's family came for her at 4 a.m. They had an emergency.
That's not possible. Wait, what time was?
Did you see them leave?
No, I wasn't up at 4 a.m.
I got a shuffle.
All right, go ahead and check
Go
your
ahead.
check your next few cards. Let's see what they would have been.
What is that? A Joker?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the Joker.
Guys, I just need chat to know that if it wasn't for that shuffle, he also had a +1. So not only would it be a Joker, but it would have been something else in his next pull.
Jack.
Excellent. Oh god,
would've
I
been
would
a
have tormented you
That's
so
a bad
much.
pull.
Wow, they really
Chat
saved your
saves
ass.
you.
That's not good.
Fucking got me.
Wow.
All right.
Oh man. Not
Oh
looking.
my gosh.
All right, enjoy your shuffle.
Okay.
Shuffle your graveyard pile.
As you all are
Oh, and the
going
graveyard.
through these multiple lines of communication, Miss Beth has entered the cabin alongside Dale. It looks like they split off to the 2 sides, but you can hear some shuffling going on in the girls' side of the cabin, where Miss Beth went. Joey looks very concerned and confused at your line of questioning. sort of does like a settled down motion. Is like, all right, what sort of situation are you all thinking you're in right now?
So
Tabitha got tongued.
You see a look of
I
horror
did
pass
not
over
take a
Joey's
sip.
face.
Oh my
until
God.
they die.
Do you know how long I've been sitting on that
Oh
one?
my God.
At least a week.
And their head
Like
was
2
ripped
seconds,
off.
actually.
To death.
Like right through
my
the chest.
God. Oh, that
No,
story
like,
she
the-
had.
Oh,
Okay,
What?
Jensen.
What?
It's
you know
just
something about
a
this?
story. Tabitha, when everyone was coming in during Welcome Week, was reading scary stories to tell in the dark. There's a story in there about a girl getting decapitated. It's just
Oh.
a story, Jensen.
Nah.
She's fine.
Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
What could I
Nope.
possibly tell you to convince you that we're all in danger? What will
Well-
it take? I'll do it.
I'm just
Because-
gonna take Jensen's hand and I'm gonna turn to him and just go and whisper underneath my breath as everything's going on. We didn't say anything about decapitation.
You see Joey sort of kneels down to Jensen's level as you're taking his hand, has not like gotten down there yet. Takes the ice pack off, thinks better of it when he realizes he probably looks scary with it off and doesn't want to freak out Jensen. Sort of goes, buddy, you're all right. Okay, you're okay. Were you listening to stories? Was it spooky story night over here, or? All right. He sort of switches his look over to Robbie. Robbie, you see he's looking at you straight because you
It's
so
just
far
the
have been
Kubrick stare. I'm just like looking through.
so far you have been a very straight shooter, and Robbie looks at you and you give him that stare and he kind of backs off a little freaked out. All right. Oh, my head. All right. We were informed this morning before breakfast that Tabitha was picked up last night about 4 a.m. from the cabin while y'all were asleep. Her family called. We can pull the call record if necessary, but her family called. They had a family emergency. They wanted her picked up. And we don't have much more information than that because that's their private information. But I'm sure she didn't mean to leave y'all in the dust and surprise you with getting dropped off.
No, instead we get children splitting up, attacking a cat. Robbie, what
Robbie's like
drove you to
looking
do
at the
that?
ceiling, being like, "What's?"
Yeah, they saw you, ma'am. Mix.
I don't
learning.
know if they saw me. There's a lot of shadows hiding out in the woods.
You were in front of the cabin.
We
You're
There's
right.
not that many
You're
goth
right.
girls in
You
this
got me.
cabin.
Yeah, I mean,
Now-
like the cat looked at me weird. What do you want from me?
I thought
That
you
cat
waited till
killed
they
my-
were
that
dead.
cat- honestly, that cat killed my friend.
Oh my
All right.
god.
This is the
Ugh.
moment where you see Joey fully puts a hand to his face and
Well,
Like-
if Tabitha's fine, let me give her a call. She left something here. I gotta give it back.
Don't get any phone calls.
Yeah.
Campers out.
Miss Beth is
Schools.
already packing up her things so they can be sent home for her. And we cannot let you call her. That is not how this camp works.
Then you
I'm
call her,
sorry.
and I will just stand awkwardly to the side, pretending I can't hear.
Sweetheart, I can't do that.
Why not?
Dad. How selfish do you guys have to be? She's going through something right now. For all we know, she could be losing a loved one sitting in a waiting room, and you think that she wants to hear
Something went through
what's
her.
going on here?
Pat is getting visibly annoyed at this point.
Something went through her.
You can deny, defend, and depose all you want, but we know the truth. We know what happened, and we are on to you. Like I said, you'll be hearing from our lawyers. Or maybe you won't. You won't even know that they're coming after you.
I don't think that's how lawyers work. All right.
That's how mine work.
Uh,
I lean to Robbie. That's just assassins. I don't.
that is assassins. Yeah.
That's corporate espionage.
People die.
I
Uh,
Her
think
lawyers have
I
ninja
think
stars
Dior's
in their
parents are
briefcases.
ninjas. I think that's what it
That's
is.
kind of badass.
All right.
Look, I mean, I'm glad we're on her side. That's all I gotta say.
Wait, what did you mean with the head?
They said that the story was decapitation.
I
None
will
of us-
say, for the benefit of all of our cast here, I believe Dior did say something about her head coming off, which is what
Oh.
prompted Baron to say
Right.
that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
okay.
that was not
Got it.
information
Got
that
it,
came
got it,
from
got it,
Baron. That was
Apologies,
No
I
worries.
missed
Nah,
that.
that's a table
No,
thing.
all good. Yeah.
No, that
I
was a
just-
good
listen,
catch, folks. I didn't catch
It's
Good
that.
job.
fine if
shout.
it's fine if you're suspicious of people, but we want you to be suspicious for the right reasons.
These bitches are lying.
Healthy tabletop etiquette.
These bitches are lying, but we gotta find out what about.
They
And
could be.
it's not selfish to care if our friend's
And when
okay.
When
I
she
mean,
is
we got
ready, I'm sure
bracelets.
she'll contact you.
Baron.
That's she actually made that. Oh, that's so cute.
It's binding. It's like a blood pact.
I don't think that that's the same level.
I personally put my blood on this.
Listen,
I need to put hers.
Baron.
I will try and get a message out to Tabitha's family. Will that make you feel better?
And will you hear back from them?
That's up to them, depending on what they are going through right now. Hey, it
I
could
would
be
appreciate it.
Jensen, I will do my best. If I hear back from them, I will let y'all know. And, God willing, it's not a big emergency, and maybe she's back at camp in 2 weeks. Let's pray. Well, I'm not allowed to. Let's think on Tabitha and her family. Let's make sure we're keeping them in our thoughts. Right now, we have to focus on what happened this morning, because unfortunately, much as I would like to take care of this situation now, we have a deeper situation to take care of. Y'all broke some rules this morning.
An understatement.
I don't like being the bad guy. We know that we gave y'all a big old leash when you got here because y'all are, honestly, we thought y'all were some of the most well-behaved kids we could have had. But this morning has proved to upper management that is not the case. So, for the time being...
Sorry, we're worse than the people who made shivs?
No, they are also on probation. That's
They're
didn't make a
definitely
shiv.
worse. The point isn't that you're worse than them, it's that we expected you to be better. And you kind of see her cringe as she says it too.
You sound like my mom.
Oh, don't say that. Oh.
I squeezed
Um,
Jensen's hand.
Well, that's your own fault for projecting your own insecurities and expectations onto us.
Oh,
We're just
right,
a bunch of
Dior.
children.
Oh my God, you're about
Like,
to be
what do you
legal in like
expect from
2
us?
months. Calm down.
Y'all, this camp is all about bettering yourself and making yourself better. All right? What you give comes back thrice. The whole point is you get what you give. All right? And right this morning, you gave a whole lot of problems. So unfortunately, there are punishments for that. Now, this is first offense. I don't want it to be bad. So the cabin's going to be put on probation. Now, that means that, this little back area, and you see Joey points to the, back room, which is, locked usually, but you guys know from, move-in day is, a room with, a bunk bed in it for, counselors to sleep in. For now, one of us is always going to be here in the cabin to make sure you guys are following the rules. And if y'all can manage to do that for about a week, maybe you'll be off probation and that leash can get longer again. Does that sound like something y'all can do?
Better sleep with one eye open.
Okay,
You look at this guy who's only got one eye open right now because of a massive black eye.
Oh, that
No pun
broke me.
My
intended.
grandfather taught me how to shake a parole officer when I was 3.
Okay, see, this is part of the problem that is being
This lore
perpetuated
is
here.
insane.
Is we expected you to maybe not be like the best role models in the world, but to be handleable. So it's like we could sit here and not have to worry about you, but then you're gonna say comments like that, and that's very concerning. So in light
It's
of
discrimination.
that's not discrimination. That is, you are mentally ill right now and you need to be taken care of
Baron.
in a
That's what my
healthy way.
dad says.
I hear that, and immediately Patty's okay. I've had enough.
But I
Someone is
mean,
dead. No. You've had your time to talk. Okay? Now, you said it yourself. I'm the good kid, right? You trust me? Then listen to what the fuck I am saying. Tabitha is dead. I saw it happen. Everybody here saw it happen, except for you. Okay? I am not lying to you. Now, you can either help us figure out what happened, or you can continue to put us, yourself, and everybody at this camp at risk. Then do you want to be the people who help that problem, or not?
Patty, pull 2 cards.
Okay. I knew it was coming.
a king.
Oh.
Pulling up my game notes.
Let's see what else we get. A
That
2.
is-
Okay.
An ace that you can play. No.
No.
No, it's a
Message
2.
him.
So, unfortunately, you did pull a face card, which means this can be considered a failure,
Sure
despite your
did.
number card. And Kiki, would you like to remind us all what a king represents?
A king means that an additional outside force enters play, and the GMs get to decide when and where.
I will say in this moment, Patty, you know what? It was a half success because you did pull a number at least. So I'll give you this. It does not look like Joey and Baron believe you as you say all this. But you do notice as you are saying it, despite your bravado and your feelings on the matter, that fuzz is still around you. That buzzing of gnats in your head. And as you are saying these things and bringing up the emotion of it and the details of it, that buzzing gets louder around your head, almost like it is trying to drown out what you are saying. And it is in that moment you kind of see the counselor's eyes slide over what you are saying. Just as Miss Beth walks into the main part of the cabin from the girls' side. Miss Beth, as you remember, is our head security officer. She is wearing her usual security polo and whatnot. She is currently holding Tabitha's duffel bag. This, pink and green duffel bag with a couple patches on it. A little line of friendship bracelets hooked onto the...
Carabiner.
onto the
It's all
carabiner.
yours.
She is carrying it, and she also has in her hand, from the girl's side, a handful of what looks like lip glosses and a book. And as she steps into the main part of the cabin, she sets Tabitha's bag down gently, and holds up the book in one hand and the lip glosses in another. And she looks at all of you and is like, "All right, whose is it?"
Well, clearly
all
the lip
Tabitha's,
gloss
obviously.
is Patty's.
No, that's literally all Tabitha. She was hiding stuff everywhere.
Pull
It
a
was
card.
weird.
Pull a card.
I got a shuffle. I'm gonna go ahead.
Wait,
Go
show
ahead
us
and
what was
shuffle.
at
Wait,
the- show us
see what was at the top of your deck.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
see,
Ace.
let's go, Ace.
all right, you can keep that ace for use later
It was
on, and
a
that is a
6.
success. Oh, you would have had a number. You pull an ace. So she looks at the lip glosses and she goes, "Well, all right." And you see that she puts them into Tabitha's bag, and then zips it back closed. So you just gave away all your lip gloss to Tabitha's bag.
Can't believe I wasted an ace on that. I wasted pulling an ace.
You listen, you can use it again later. That's the benefit of an ace. Even if it's a silly situation, a bigger one might come up later. But Miss Beth is still holding the book, and you see that she holds it in front of her and looks at Tabitha's bag and opens up the book, and a couple teeth fall out of it. And she goes, "Now I'm not quite sure this one's Tabitha's."
Well, yeah, she lost some baby teeth while she was here, you know. Happens. She was a late bloomer.
Like 3 days.
Did you know Tabitha?
Like, they're, like, weirdly long, and they curve and weird. Like, these are clearly, like, canine. A couple of these are, like, foals. There might be some deer teeth in there. It doesn't make any sense.
You see, Miss Beth has no way of, like, calling you on it. So she goes, "All right, well, I'll send them home to her." And you see she opens up the duffel bag again and places the book full of teeth in it and closes it.
It, like, rattles.
Wait, so hold on. I'm sorry, real quick. That means these parents don't get their kid back, but they do get a duffel bag with teeth.
And lip gloss.
Oh.
They
It's like a
got
little
her
bit
back
like-
at 4 a.m.
You know, like, the sound of, like, a maraca? Like, it just, like, you can, like, shake it.
Is the book hollowed out that it has
yeah,
teeth in it?
for sure.
Yeah.
Handleable.
At this time, Dale does come out of the boys' side of the cabin, and is holding a couple batteries and there is like a plastic grocery baggie full of burnables. It's just full of burnables, like ripped up fabric, tissue paper, a whole roll of toilet paper.
I like
which
panic squeeze the hand. Oh no, I'm weak as hell. I'm a wafer.
Just like, was that the wind?
Yeah.
And you see he looks at the assemble and goes, "Whose?"
Obviously
clearly
Tabitha's. I told you she was hiding stuff everywhere.
It's craft supplies.
The idea you've been
The
through all
fabric?
this and you're still going to blame everything on Tabitha. It's so funny.
Deny, defend, depose, baby.
Thanks for the scapegoat,
He likes,
Faye.
he likes
He
to
was
collect
quilting.
leaves
never
and
quilted
rocks.
before, bro?
I mean,
You say that, Patty. Pull a card because Miss Beth did see all of the leaves that were taped up to her bunk.
Ooh.
oh, 8.
Miss Beth sort of like gestures for it. Dale hands it over. She takes one look at it. And she's like, "You can throw this one out," because it's just a bunch of tissue paper and leaves and stuff. And then the batteries also go in for disposal, and Dale heads off with them. Before Miss Beth goes, Joey sort of stands up from where he's been crouched near all of you, steps over to her and goes, do you think you can pull Tabitha's file for me so I can give her parents a call? Because the kids are... She left in a hurry. I think they'd just like to... And you see Miss Beth sort of like, thinks on it for a second, looks at all of you, looks at like the things she has been forced to shove into this bag, and she's like, "We probably want to give him a call." Yeah.
It's really weird that she didn't bring anything with her when she left, huh?
4 a.m. Do you expect her to make a ruckus?
But like,
At
grab a
this,
change of
The
clothes.
light
or,
sleepers to wake up
your
at least a little bit.
toothbrush.
at this, Miss
Ooh, she has that?
Miss
Oh.
Beth actually turns to all of you and she goes, "Honey, when I came to pick her up, she was half asleep. She didn't know what was going on. We had to go real quick. So no, I told her I'd pack everything for her today."
Oh, you picked her up
Sure did.
and put her in her parents' car.
Well,
Wait.
brought her up to the admin. Yeah.
And who picked her up from there?
She went with a couple of the boys, took her to the airport. She got to fly home.
With no belongings? Or identification?
We keep all your identification up front.
Oh shit.
They do, and you are aware, like, you had stuff taken from you. It's very possible that Tabitha had too much stuff when she arrived. Maybe they had stuff to hand her.
Did spread a lot of it.
I would like to take a drug test.
Do you,
You see-
have drugs, Jensen? Hold on. Wait, no. She like kind of squats to your level. Jensen, what drugs do you think are in your system?
Oh no. You
Do you
sound
know?
really positive that what we saw last night didn't happen.
Okay. Jensen, have you been camping
It'd be
before?
really nice if it didn't
Okay.
happen.
She reaches and kind of like starts like gently rubbing your arm. Okay.
I'm gonna go
Have you-
like hide
Okay,
by Robbie.
okay, no touching, that's fine. Jensen, have you been? Jesus Christ, Robbie. Have you been camping before?
I think he's done talking now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's listen.
Right. Okay,
let's-
it seems like there are a lot of big feelings and perhaps like a bit confusion or something. Just kind of like shares a glance to Joey. How about this? You all will still be on probation as the camp has decided. But we're also going to let you leave your cabin at least once a day to go meet with Miss Crystal for therapy. It sounds like there are some unresolved things that I am not qualified for, and Joey's not qualified for, and maybe that can help with whatever's going on. I realize I presented this as a choice. It's unfortunately not a choice.
Rat.
Handleable.
She has free candy at the very least. At least she did when I went. I don't know if she still does.
What, 10 years ago?
Yeah, give or take.
You're old.
Thanks for that.
Damn.
All right. I think
Now, if you told me that Tangled was 16 years ago, then I'd have a problem. Oh God, it was 16 years ago.
oh god, it was 16 years ago.
Oh man. I
Everyone
wasn't
summers
ready for that
now.
one. I wasn't ready
Was
for
it
that
really?
It was technically 15 years ago, I think. But
Ew.
still.
one. The first Pirates of the Caribbean was on VHS.
First How to Train Your Dragon was also 15 years ago.
I just saw that for
Stop.
the first time.
All right.
a couple
Okay.
weeks
Okay.
ago.
This
Okay.
is unnecessary.
We're gonna spiral.
I'm going through enough emotional
called me
turmoil
old!
as it is.
So, Joey takes a look at the situation, looks at Bear, and goes, "All right, do you want to take first shift with him? And I'll go ahead. I'll see if I can pull Tabby's file and."
Kind of like
If you-
looks at you like she's dreading the thought for a moment.
If you want, you can go pull her file.
No, it's fine. You can go. You need to get more ice anyway for your face.
You see, he's holding the ice pack, and it has gone limp in his hand. He's like,
He needs a lot more than ice.
Yeah, he needs a lot. Unfortunately, I do not have a medical degree, so I cannot assist with that. The nurse, however, can.
"Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll swap this out at the nurse's office. I'll be back. I'll be back."
Sound like Arnica or something. Look like hell.
What? Joey's
Damn.
like, huh? Yeah. Joy will head out. Miss Beth kind of gathers up all of the things that have been found, takes up Tabitha's bag, goes, "Does anyone else have anything that belongs to Tabitha that you want her to get?"
1 second. And she scrambles back to like the girl side of the cabin
Mhm.
and pulls out like some nail polish and like some concealer that's definitely not Tabitha shade, and like some hair like oil and like all this other stuff, and then just comes back. I don't know how she got all of this actually, so maybe just like a couple of like
Just a
travel
couple,
size
like you had like a
cosmetics.
couple
Yeah.
travel size bottles.
Yeah.
And Miss Beth looks at you and goes, "All right," and she opens up the bag for you to set it inside. Zips it up, and she's gonna head on out. And you all are left with Baron.
If I make something, can you send it to her?
I mean, we can send it out as long as her parents give permission. You know, some parents don't want their kids to bring.
Joey.
That was Miss Beth,
Something.
but yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I know,
the
they
same.
sound similar.
Miss Beth, can you just let him make something for his friend?
All right.
Thank you.
And Miss Beth's gonna head out as well.
So where were you last year? You said you took a year off?
Kind of like looks at you for a second, like now we're doing this now, kind of like has that look of like I didn't get a moment to breathe. I took a year off for my own family emergency.
Oh.
Kiki, you are very quiet.
Ah! Hello.
It's the noise Kiki makes before she drinks gas.
Baron kind of like tilts her head to the side and goes, I took time off because I had my own family emergency.
What family emergency?
This is a really weird time to be peeking into the inner psyche of your camp counselor, but
It's just the term family emergency and personal emergency have been thrown around a lot. No specifics have been given. So
my grandfather was dying
Oh, I'm sorry.
of lung cancer.
Oh wow, that's more detailed than I thought I was gonna get. A pretty nasty way to go. Do you know what happens?
I don't want to know, Robbie.
Oh my
I
God.
was there.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, so did you like have to take the year off for them to ice him? Yeah, we had to do that a couple years ago. For
Okay,
my
I need to know what you
uncle.
mean by ice because I feel like my definition of icing him and your definition of icing him are two very different things. Because for some reason, the back of my head is saying that you cryogenically froze someone in your family, waiting for them to return, and I just need to confirm that that's
Do
not
you know
the
that
case.
Dior is related to Walt Disney?
There it is.
God, they have his head.
Walt Dior's. And
Is that what that head in our basement is? I just called it Uncle. Anyway.
The
no,
Hendersons actually invented cryogenetics.
Uncle Walt Disney.
Uncle Walt.
Uncle Walt.
Hey, here.
I broke myself with that one. I'm sorry.
It's even more obscure. It's actual Uncle Roy, Walt Disney's brother.
Oh my God.
there's no help to continue the
make them
conversation
both
with
uncles.
We need a whole spin-off series that is just Dior's family.
Yes.
Preposterously.
I just
like a
need
Richie
one-offs
Rich
where
style one
we
shot.
dive
I
into
call
her
the pool
lore.
boy.
Ooh.
So does her mom.
Well,
Jesus Christ. All right.
Um,
You have a thing, Smiley.
yeah, I was gonna say when Miss Beth left and this is all going on, Elijah, after saying, if I make something, can I send it to Tabitha? Goes over to the bed and starts making a friendship bracelet for Tabitha.
Oh, my heart.
Very sadly, but like still makes it.
You're determined to make me cry, aren't you?
Yes.
Robbie is gonna kind of clock that and gonna turn to Baron, who I imagine looks a little distraught here in the corner, and is just gonna go, Baron, do you feel better after camp? I mean, not in the way that they
What?
want you to be. Do you feel better? I mean, you went through the process, right? You're a better person. You're all these things. Are you really better?
Trying to.
What did you give? Because you give and then you get something out of it. Like
Time.
more times over.
A lot
Time.
of time.
Was it worth it?
She sits there and like thinks on it for a moment. Better than a jail cell.
I don't know. Do they hunt you in a jail cell with big tentacles and things like that?
What Japanese movies are you watching?
You get
And
tongued
why
to
are your
death in
parents
the jail
allowing
cell is
this?
what I'm asking.
Who taught you that phrase? Who taught you this?
Points to Dior.
Dior.
That's literally what we tried to tell you. That's literally what happened to her. She was tongued to death.
God. It's like I'm trapped in Mean Girls, but it's the musical version.
You know, that was actually based off of my
Oh
cousin's
my
life.
God.
You know my aunt, Tina Fey.
I will.
We broke him.
I'm gonna go over to Patty and kind of just and completely as normal as I've said everything prior that you've known me. Just real deadpan kinda go. She touched my arm. If I'm next, that's why. Maybe.
No. I'm gonna stop you right there, kid. And I'm gonna like take him by the shoulder. I'm gonna point at him. I'm gonna go. You, first of all, don't you worry. Okay, that's not how curses work. Secondly, Tabitha wasn't cursed. That was a situation of. I look over to just make sure like Baron is kind of involved in the other conversation before I keep going, and I'm like, we were at the wrong place at the wrong time, and Tabitha got unlucky. But we're not, and I give his shoulders a little squeeze to try and like bring him back.
I blink a little.
We're not defenseless anymore, okay? I got a couple ideas. I'm gonna talk to the others. I'm gonna need your help, and I'm gonna need you to keep it low-key, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk after dinner.
Okay.
You all hear a light knock on the door of the cabin.
All right. Nobody panic. Baron goes and opens the door.
Framed in the doorway, you all see a rather tall woman with wild curly black hair, some silver strands through it, a very sharp nose, these lovely like half moon gold rimmed glasses with a chain covered in dangling plastic gems, wearing a cardigan and some comfy clothes. She has a lot of like small lines and crow's feet on her face. And this, if some of you recognize her from introductions during your first week, is Miss Crystal, the camp counselor. And not like a regular counselor, like the actual therapist counselor.
Yeah.
She stands in the doorway. She's got her cardigan kind of pulled tight. She goes, "Oh, hi everybody. All right. How are we all? Well, that's not a question we ask. Can I come in?"
If we
Do
say
you
no,
need
are you not allowed to
permission?
come in?
Well, I'd respect your boundary and I'd stay here at the doorway, but we do have to talk.
Like a vampire?
We all have the right to remain silent. We will not say anything until our
You're
lawyers are
not
present.
under arrest, Dior.
I'd like to take
You're
a drug
in therapy.
Why?
Okay.
Patty,
think
do you know
something
anything
happened?
about vampires?
And I'll like, is there like some dirt anywhere on the ground? Like a dirt clod
Yeah,
anywhere? like on the ground?
it's a cabin. There's probably a dirt clod
There's
somewhere.
There's a little bit
Yeah.
like dirt left over from where Tabitha's things were taken out.
Cool.
That were actually Robbie's things.
I pick up a little bit of the dirt and I toss it at the doorway at Miss Crystal's feet. I go, how many individual pieces of dead are there?
That's a lot of dirt.
Why are you
I don't
throwing
know.
dirt?
Yeah, but just tell me though.
I don't want to. That might take a long time to count. I'm not really in the.
I mean, we got
doing
Osama.
something.
It's not that much. It's like a half a handful of dead.
I'm not going to count your dirt.
Miss
Okay, I
Crystal,
don't think she's a vampire.
coming in a
Is it
little
something that
bit
vampires
odd.
do? Is it like that one movie about the autistic man? Is it like the same concept?
It's a superstition thing. Like if you give them something to count, they kind of have to count it.
I thought that was like fairies and salt, dude.
I think it works for like a few different things.
All right,
I've
counting.
heard that at least.
all right. Well, it was worth a shot. Nice job.
So, I know you guys are going to be in here for a little bit, so I did bring some things for you. You see Miss Crystal kind of pulls over from the side of the... She still has not stepped over the threshold. She is respecting your boundary, however vague it was. And she pulls, like, a bag toward her. There's, like, a large IKEA, like, yellow bag, and it's got a whole bunch of board games in it. She's like, so I thought, you could, play these as a cabin, as a group. And if you'd like, I can come in. I'll play with you as well. We can all talk while we play.
I like board games.
What's your favorite?
Monopoly.
That's a decisive one. I know some people who get wild playing Monopoly. She looks over at Baron for a second.
That was a while ago, and I had all of the utilities, and there's no way that you should be able to switch a house for a corn chip, okay?
Now.
Like a literal corn chip.
Baron, breathing.
I'm fine.
Good. So, yeah, we can absolutely play Monopoly sometime, but
I never seen Melissa ever again.
we'll keep the corn chip rule out this time. So I just wanted to stop by. Does anybody need any immediate talk? Anyone really need to talk some stuff out, or do you guys just want to set up those schedules?
I'm rooting through this bag for stuff.
You're
I'm like
welcome to look
throwing
through.
shit. I'm like, no,
Give me some of
that's
the
not
paper money.
I'm like throwing chess pieces. I'm like looking for a coloring book. I'm like, none of this.
Oh yeah, near the bottom of it, you do find like it's crayons only, no sharpener, no colored pencils, anything like that. But you do find crayons and a couple of those like the therapist approved coloring books where it's like just mandalas and like really detailed, intricate stuff.
Oh god,
which they're terrible to color in with crayons, by the way.
they're really bad. Yeah, I pull one of those.
I'm making sure of something here. Games are inside, but she still hasn't come inside.
No, she like pushed it into the doorway like a peace offering to you guys.
Cool. And no one has said that they want them inside. No one has said they want to set up anything, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
She's really trying to like meet your boundaries where she can.
So Elijah goes like, okay, stops making a bracelet for a second, goes over to the door, was like, I know a game we could play.
What's that game?
Hide and seek, and then I close the door. And then I just
Elijah! All right. Baron like opens the door again. He's like, I am so sorry. As I'm sure
it's all right. Yeah,
I'm sure Miss Beth told you, we're having a bit of a morning. Why don't you and I step outside and we have a little discussion, and they can go through your game bag that was oddly full when you arrived. Did you bring the entire shelf?
I listen, I can't give it to cabin 2. They'll make something out of it.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
And as the ladies step out, they continue their conversation.
Paper money.
You go in
already on it. I've got all the 500s in my pocket.
As you go through these board games, I will say it looks like they have been therapy-fied, if that's the right vibe. The paper money has all been replaced by like, you know how Canadian money like can't be burned and it's like that plasticky sort of stuff. It's like plasticky sort of like fake money.
Laminated.
And none of the like metal pieces all the metal pieces for the game have been replaced with like plastic, and they're all like rounded edge pieces. The game board itself has rounded edges.
They give us plastic marbles.
It's like marbles with a little foot on it, like marbles that have been attached to plastic circles. Even like the Yahtzee game that's there, like it has a pad and paper with it, so you can mark Yahtzee with the dice and everything. But the pencil is not a pencil, it is crayon. Like, it's a very safe box of games. And in fact, also includes a couple sets of playing cards.
Robbie takes one of the decks.
You can take one of the decks.
And starts shuffling. Just
I will let you know. You can hear that the ladies' conversation is outside on the porch right now. I know, just as a reminder, Robbie, you and Dior found something earlier, and you have not yet had a chance to investigate it or show it to your friends.
Do you have that or do I have that?
You have the cassette, I have the note.
Oh yeah. Hey, Patty, there's like we found this DVD player or this DVD thing in the woods. Do you have like a way to play it? Does your grandpa have a way to play it?
Point at Elijah.
Dior is holding up, for the benefit of our audience, a cassette tape, which I will go ahead and post into the Longshot chat now.
Oh,
that
for
you all
anyone who
can see.
doesn't know what a cassette tape is. Oh.
I know what a cassette tape. My first car had a cassette tape
Yeah.
player. Dior has no
Yeah.
idea what that is.
Just to like round people up before they come back. Me and Dior, we saw something out in the woods. It was like a kid, and it's kind of reflecting on the image that they saw, the mouth dropping down almost to their stomach unhinged, just kind of tries to mimic with their mouth. It's just like it wasn't normal. It was unnatural.
It was like that, but like
way long. Yeah. Thanks, Dior. Kind of being like, thanks for the theatrical backup. But it led us to this and that, and kind of is going to pull out from her shirt this piece of paper that I'm now going to unfold.
You are able to unfold the piece of paper, and you find a note, which I will post in the chat for you now.
Ooh, Chad, if you want to see all this, you go over to the Discord. Don't forget to say yes to the rules. The channel will be called Cabin 6.
If you would like to read that out, Robbie, as you have opened the note.
Unfurls the note, and her brows kind of furrow as they begin to read. Sammy is missing. Meeting Riley at the island. Tell our story. Sammy is missing. Riley, meet me at the island. Tell our story. Does anyone know a Sammy or a Riley?
have we heard mention of either of them?
I'm checking my notes.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
I think it's, I don't know. I look. I watch Supernatural. I think about ghosts and death all the time, but I didn't necessarily think that I'd be, walking beside any of them. But I think that was a kid trying to tell us something.
I mean, by the sounds of it, you definitely came into contact with a spirit. This though, and I'll take the cassette tape.
I don't
Elijah, you think you could work with this? I'll hand it to him.
Elijah, you take a look at this cassette. You know a lot about technology, so I'm not even going to make you pull for this. You recognize that this is a mini cassette, so not even a regular size cassette, but one that's smaller. They were made for specific cassette players, which means they were made so that you could record onto them or play back. And they were like very specific mini cassette players. So you would need a specific kind of cassette player to play this back.
Okay. I know what we need at the very least. I just need to find where to get it. If someone has a mini cassette player, you just need to snag it from them,
They don't have any like weird DVD or I don't know orientation videos that they show, do they, Patty?
They had one, but it was like a YouTube link at that point, like. So.
Oh, where are my notes? My notebook is my brain is going. My brain is on fire. My notes are.
What about an island? Is there an island anywhere? Is there like a lake with it? Yeah.
Yeah. The lake has this small little patch of land on it. It's called what is that thing?
You recognize it, Patty. You've pulled up the map enough times. It's called Wake Island, in the middle of Basalt Lake.
That's not terrifying.
Wake Island, yeah.
Also,
what's this bit here? And I point out the little triangles on the near the bottom of the tape above the date. What's this bit here?
Down, up, down, down, right, up, right. I don't know, it's like a pyramid that twitches and turns 6/14/17. Is that the date it was made?
Oh, the date something went down.
Could be a code.
We are
Okay.
unsupervised right now. Oh, I'm sorry.
At the moment.
Yes, you
I cut you off, Elijah.
No, just saying it could be a code. Also, in regards to if we know anyone named Sammy or Riley, don't think we would, considering if this was made brand new, these things were made 60 years ago. Maybe 80.
40 at
Yeah,
most.
they're like really
but-
old.
Boomers.
Beautiful, wonderful GMs.
Mm.
Yeah. I get clarification. We are playing in 2025. Like that
You
is
are playing in
Yeah.
2025.
Modern day.
These
Okay.
cassettes would have been manufactured more than likely in the 80s.
8 years ago.
I am tying
More
the
than
red
8 years
strings
ago.
on my metaphorical board right now.
Okay.
Did I do the math wrong? I did the math.
Guys,
No,
if
for
I don't
2017,
see
you're right. That's
A
8 years.
cork board with
Oh,
red
okay.
string by the end of this series, I failed as a DM.
Okay. But
What
no.
happened?
Of course, Elijah's just like making a very old number, but they are saying like, yeah, this is something we would never hear about because it's happened so long ago. But that's only if they had this brand new from when it was made. I don't know anyone around here who would still use this kind of technology.
Elijah, pull me a card.
Sure. Actually, I gotta draw 2.
Oh, that's
I
right.
get-
Adding
You have
that
you have a
plus
plus
one.
1.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I hope the next one's
okay.
successful.
Okay.
And a jack.
Another check.
You are sort of circling this cassette tape around in your hands, trying to like come up with everything you can think of about it. And as you do so, you feel your finger brush like an edge of it, and suddenly you realize that your finger, with a slight pain, is bleeding. As you look at the cassette and you realize that it's sort of cracked. But it is in a way that is familiar to you because when you re-record over these too many times, it starts to wear down the cassette tape. So, a little bit of an injury, but you figure something out. So whoever had these, it's probably not brand new to them. They probably used them over and over and over again.
Yeah. I do share that, of course. It looks like this has been used quite considerably. If you give me a little bit of time, I might be able to fix it.
And we could walk over to the island?
No, unfortunately. That's gonna be a boat trip. That's gonna be a little bit more complicated.
I don't do boats.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really do boats either. If we have like a yacht or something, like I don't know. Boats just feel so like old timey.
Patty gives Dior a slow blink.
She slowly blinks back
Oh, like
a cat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get right on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Rob is gonna tuck the
Alright.
note away to make sure that if they come back that they're not gonna see it.
I will reiterate, you all have also been told you're on probation, which means you're not leaving this cabin for 5 days minimum.
Unless it's for therapy.
Unless it's for therapy. And food.
And bathroom?
There
Yeah,
aren't really any eyes on me right now. I would like to see if there's any fire starter things I can scrounge in this place. Which I feel like that's not super likely, but
I'm not gonna
cabin.
force. I'm not gonna force you to pull cards for that because you've been over this cabin 100 times already.
okay.
That they made this they prepared this cabin for your arrival.
Okay. Then I will get under the bed.
They treated the wood.
Yeah. Lice is a prison.
It turns out Jensen might have been put in this cabin just because it's the fireproof one.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Jensen-
the way that this is supposed to be the less dangerous cabin, and we have a literal pyromaniac.
He's kind of the most dangerous one in here.
Yeah. That's arguable.
I'm fucking
Your main
loaded.
threat is money, ma'am.
Yeah, listen.
Jensen's hiding under the bed. Sure.
I go under the bed, yeah.
Maybe we can just try and get some information out of Baron or the other one. They seem pretty easy to crack.
Oh, poor Joey.
I think this whole conversation, Dior has been like staring into space. She goes, wait. What's the date on that cassette tape?
6/14/17.
17. Baron said she was a counselor. She's been a counselor for 6 years. So either this is her 5th or either this is her 6th year or she's done 6 years and like whatever. So, but also she was a camper before now. I don't know. So that would have been like she started counseling in like 2018 or 2019. So depending on how long she was a camper for, she might have been here when this was buried and she might know whoever Sammy and Riley are. And we can totally squeeze that out of her. That's what I was
Doing some math.
Maybe we randomly name drop and hope that she looks funny to kind of confirm something.
I like
Say them together in the
First-
same sentence from under the bed.
I think we need to be sly and find out because I don't know if she was only a camper for like 1 year or if she was a camper for like multiple
She
years.
was a
because if she
camper
started
for 5 years and then she took a year off and now she's back.
Okay, so 6 years is
like that.
2019. Then taking a year off, that's 2018. 2017 would have been her last year as a camper.
It might have been 4
Jensen, you
years.
are so smart.
I'm just imagining him rolling back under the bed.
Different
I
bed.
think she like ruffles his messy hair as he rolls, and then it
I
goes
accept
like,
these.
oh, what is that?
Several things fall out of his hair.
Yeah, and like it's greasy.
It's like
and, like,
petroleum or something
There's
like
dandruff
that.
in there.
Well, hold the fuck up, every last one of you. My hair, while there is contraband stashed away, is fluffy, okay?
You're telling me your 13-year-old boy washes himself regularly? Because I've never met a 13-year-old boy who
13-year-old
does.
Jeff washed himself regularly.
I have no
These
proof of
roly
this.
polies are hypoallergenic. Okay?
I'm just saying, if your hair's that fluffy, chances are your scalp is not oily, but more on the dry side.
Yeah,
because you have more porous hair.
Damn it.
So therefore, you're more prone to dandruff. Fuck you.
Shit.
Robbie's gonna like
though.
gently grab like the two people's hands who are standing next to her, which I imagine is like facing Elijah, taking Dior's hand, holding Patty's hand, and just going, "Well, I think we can break her. Together, I think we can. We can do it. We can get the info."
I'm gonna take my hand back. Yeah.
And maybe we can try and crack this weird triangle code. I don't know. Maybe it's like secret Dorito talk.
Doritos.
Wait, so like the year off she took, maybe that was because of whatever happened the summer of 2017. Like she was just so traumatized that she needed to like go, you know. I get it. Sometimes you just need to run off to the Himalayas. But like,
That's what my dad said.
oh my God, that's what my dad said too. But we actually did that. From the look on your face, it doesn't look like you did. That's really sad. Are you okay?
Hmm?
No.
Great talk,
We just
kid.
saw our,
I mean, we have the therapist outside if you want to talk, but
we're playing hide and seek.
no promises she ain't a tentacle monster.
Who in the fuck, after asking for a drug test twice, doesn't bring, like, that's more suspicious than anything else right now. I don't feel like that's a big ask. What if we've been drugged? Because then Tabitha might be alive.
Oh no, honey boo boo, she's dead.
Dior.
We all saw it. There's no.
13.
What? Come on, like you've never
It's
seen a
gonna
dead
point,
body
It's just gonna
before.
point to Jensen and go 13, 17. 13, 17. See the difference there?
Yeah, you know numbers. Congrats.
All right.
You ever heard of
let's-
gentle parenting, Dior? you ever thought,
Anyway, I'm saying there's no use in beating around the bush. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. And you saw it. She's dead, and there were some creepy monsters repeating her last words to all of us, and no one here's gonna believe what we're saying. I think they're all brainwashed.
We have
I
one
think they're
person.
brainwashed.
We have one person
It's
who does
real.
believe us.
and who's that?
My Gramps.
How long has your grandpa been here?
He's worked here on and off for a few years, but this is the first time he's ever had anything like this.
Was he here in 2017?
Nah, I don't think so. No.
Was he here in 2018? Did he hear anything?
To your knowledge, Patty, your grandfather's worked here maybe every other year for 5 years.
Okay.
So since like 2020.
Nah, he didn't start
Bad
coming
year to
around
be in
here
a summer
until,
camp
like,
business.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Nah, he was really
It's a
bummed
bubble.
out. He actually he thought it was gonna be like a revitalization of his like career. He put himself back out there, be a service to the community, but then nobody showed up, so he was a little bummed about it. But he started in like 2020, and then every other year he showed up. So, but he believes me. I talked to him this morning. He was freaked out. He had no answers, just like I didn't have any answers. And he seems pretty determined to figure out what is actually going on, which is why we're gonna need to find a way out of the cabin without them knowing.
Is the back door locked? I'll give it a check.
You don't
No
have a
back door.
Oh, that's right. We
One
went
way
through
in,
a
one way
window.
out.
We're at the went through a
We
window.
went through a wind.
I could really use Jensen's drugs right now. Maybe we could slip into a drink, but apparently we don't have those either.
I'm confused on how drugs work.
I could
Oh,
probably.
so a
It's
lot of
probably
times
good.
it comes in like a little powder that you just kind of have to like, to keep yourself going. It's
Can
it
I ask
flammable?
something? So we're in the cabin right now, and half of the stuff has kind of been taken out, but
Mhm.
her and Baron had been like making things and doing like doodles and like writing stuff all around the cabin. I imagine they kind of decorated that space, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I cross-reference the writing to make sure it's not Baron's?
Yo.
Ooh.
Which writing? Oh, on the note?
Yeah, because like if Baron's like written her name and Tabitha's like there's usually
Yeah,
the things
yeah.
where they all sign the back of shirts or something like that. Like Baron would have written
All of her
something in
stuff
here.
kind of got taken away.
Well, there's got to be a couple things, right?
I mean,
Like
there's at least one.
decorations. There's at least one. How many cards do you think it's worth, Kiki?
How hard you want to look?
I'm looking very hard.
3.
Okay. Let's
What
go,
joke?
boys. First
What joke?
card. That's
3.
a 3. We're doing
Excellent.
okay so far.
Okay. All right.
Next one.
That's not good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that
That's
your?
a Joker.
Is
that's the
your
second Joker we
second
pulled
Joker?
tonight.
No, is that your second
I
Joker?
thought it was a
Rob?
king.
No,
That
this
is-
is my first
That is
first
Hannah's
Joker.
first Joker,
Oh.
and now
My
I have
first
to put it on the
Joker.
Joker.
And then the last one is a 9. So a 9, 3, and a Joker.
Well, if nothing else, you helped me with my bingo card, so thank you.
You're welcome. I
Same.
regret everything.
Ponder the orb for a second. Let me confer with my
That's
DM.
mostly a success.
You know that's not how critical failures work.
This did she roll a dice? Did she get a nat 1?
Your
A
Honor.
Joker's a critical failure.
There is no
Look, if you look-
dodecahedron involved.
If you squint your eyes really closely, that looks like an 8. You just gotta like.
Yeah.
Fancy 8.
It's
Nice
a
little
fancy
clown
8.
on it.
Okay. So, here's what happened. You started scouring the cabin. you're trying to keep in mind that they can come back at any moment. So you're not quite looking as thoroughly as you would like. You're moving a little bit fast, but still trying to scan everything. It's easy to go from a standing position, walking around, doing a quick glance, getting up on top of one of the bunks, getting on top, doing a quick glance up there. Maybe something was put above. Don't find anything. But as you are sitting there in kind of like your aerial view, you do see there are some remnants of previous campers who have like etched things into the walls. So coming to the deduction that Tabitha was not one for the top bunk because she was being too nice to let other people have the top bunk in case they wanted it. Went down and start looking at the wall, start looking down below, maybe checking some floorboards, seeing if anything's creaking. And you come to a point where you get down on the floor. You start scanning from underneath the beds, and you see a lot of dirt. There's a lot of dust. And then occasionally you'll see a little bit of etching. You see one wall that just kind of says hi, and then another like etching that says heyo. Kids being kids, if you will. And then you have like Tabby was here, and just next to it is like a little arrow that points over. And you get to the word Indy was here. And all of your hair start to stand on their ends as a coldness rushes in. You're in a hardly air-conditioned cabin. There's no reason it should be the temperature of a walk-in right now. Your vision kind of starts to narrow a little. Feels like the buzzing of insects around your head. Not that they're gnatting at you, not that they're touching you, but just like the feeling that something is right there. What do you do?
I think that instinctively Robbie goes to cover their ears. I think that the idea of something crawling in or around orifices is a bad thing, so just instinctively just doesn't want something crawling inside of her. So hands smack to the side.
Okay. You smack it to the side, and now you hear the pulsing of your own heartbeat drumming in your ears through the veins in your hands. Thank you, Beth. It took me a second. I was like, is that mine? You hear your heartbeat in your hands. And then something moves in the corner of your eye. And as your eyes kind of follow through, you see under one of the beds, staring back at you, dark, hitless eyes, long mouth, laid on the floor like this. You can only assume that it's staring at you, but there's no pupils to indicate where it's looking. And it reaches out and touches your arm.
I think that Robbie... I mean, there's nothing more to do than scream. Like, at their heart, they're still a kid, so... Yeah, they fucking scream and tumble back. Right. Kicking and just...
You scream, you tumble back. The world comes back to light, full color. That shuddering cold that's around you no longer clings to your skin. And nothing's there, Robbie. No one's there.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else just saw Robbie freak the fuck out.
Fuck.
You can also hear adults moving on the cabin steps as they've heard a scream.
There was as like adults begin to file in and kind of eyes wide darts to the rest of the group. Clearly something's not okay, and they're just going, spider. Sorry, yes, huge daddy long leg it crawled down my hand and I
Oh,
sorry.
You see that Miss Crystal is kind of standing in the doorway, like leaning really into it because she still has not been given permission to enter, and she's really big on boundaries. She's kind of leaning in far enough to like see into the girls' room. It's like, oh well, spiders can be really scary. Yeah.
Meanwhile, she just has a collection of spiders in jars behind her.
So she was allowed to keep those, and I wasn't allowed to keep my lip gloss.
I thought you said it was
Bugs in the
Tabitha's.
wild.
No, that was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard
Look,
you.
I found these. I didn't forage for lip gloss. I foraged for my caterpillars.
Okay, everybody good? Everyone's no broken bones, nothing on fire. It's like swings around to the boys' side of the cabin. To look at
Jensen rolling
Jensen.
out from under the bed.
I'm staring at Robbie.
Robbie, as you look at Jensen under the bed, you see a shadow behind Jensen under the bed. Jensen, you don't feel anything.
I think Robbie just kind of freezes, eyes wide, and just kind of and just points.
You point, and the adults kind of look over, and they go, "Oh, there's Jensen." And you look at Jensen again, and the thing is gone.
I think she kind of like whispers under their breath and just kind of goes, I think I'm losing it.
Oh.
Okay.
I try to give you a reassuring smile that's just...
Oh, buddy.
So like I was telling you, Miss Crystal, lots of good feelings.
Yeah.
I think Robbie could probably use some fresh air to start. Do you want to take them?
Yeah.
For...
Robbie, would you like to come on a walk?
That doesn't seem like I have much of a choice, but to be
You
honest,
always have a choice.
Not quite, actually.
it's kind of like looking around the cabin, looking underneath the shadows of the bed, and like is almost dodging and weaving in between pots of shadows in this place to kind of just avoid it. Like that one episode of Doctor Who where the things are hiding in the shadows, just refuses to touch any of them.
The Forest of the Dead. I'm familiar. So as you're kind of making your way and trying to dodge the shadows of the bunks and the light coming through the windows, maybe it is just all in your mind. Maybe you are going crazy, but you swear to the gods, whatever fucking entity or power is out there, that every time it's just out of your direct line of sight, the shadows are reaching back for you. And you still feel this kind of numbing cold on your elbow where they touched you.
I'm gonna shoot a look towards Patty and go at just following the therapist lady out of the room. Just shoot one quick glance back to Patty and go, I know you said I wasn't cursed. If I was, find out how to break it before walking out.
We all gotta go with. We're going. I'm going with her.
We're
going with them.
We're doing it's one at a time. You do need to respect each other's privacy. This is gonna sound really bad. If it wasn't you, Jensen, there's the possibility that you could sit in the waiting room, but we can't trust you near electronics because you might find a way to set something on fire.
Patty or Dior.
If Patty was not also on, if Dior and Patty were not also on probation,
then send Elijah.
Yes, unfortunately. Okay,
Listen,
everyone in this
I got duties to take care of anyway. Why don't you just let me go?
You're
clean up the
staying
bathroom?
here. You're staying right here, Patty.
I didn't even do anything.
Sorry, Elijah.
I'm over here on the
Like a
bed.
legitimate
thrown at me at
apology
once.
from Baron. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm over here.
I'm
no,
sorry.
No, hold on. Actually, Elijah, you did break down a door to a cabin. I think you have done something.
You did in fact break a lock, and
Yeah.
we will cover that perhaps on another day.
I have permission to be in arts and crafts.
Not when it's not open yet, because everyone's supposed to be at breakfast.
I thought
Speaking
it was
of,
Can
okay,
I just say I went to go find my grandpa. Okay, I had nothing to do with
I'm really sorry
any of this.
that you are being put in with the rest of them, Patty, but unfortunately, it is a cabin probation. So, because you are here with the cabin, you are also under probation.
I'm so sorry, DMs. I'm running after Robbie. Robbie to Jensen
she
is
hasn't
going
left.
to die.
They're
at the
still
doorway.
here.
Okay, well then I will attempt to keep what I believe to be Robbie from going off to their death.
Okay.
And I'll grab a hold of Robbie's hand
You
and,
grab onto
grab a
Robbie's,
hold of
like,
like a
clothes.
door frame and just squeeze my eyes shut.
Oh,
All right. That's really cute, actually. Okay. Miss
That's what I'm saying.
You say that
Miss
I'm
Crystal-
crying.
Miss Crystal, this is also really sad. Is it between you and me? Like I'm telling you, some of these kids have been through a lot before stepping foot in here. So I think,
I'm aware. Yeah.
yeah, of course you're aware you have the files. I think that maybe we like call one of the extra security guards and just let him stay in the waiting room.
You know what, Jensen, honey, do you want to come with? You can. You can stay in the waiting room.
Okay,
If
Robbie.
is that okay with Robbie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jensen's my coloring buddy anyways, so I'm not sure I can do it without them.
Okay. Well, we'll do our one-on-one, and then if you two want to color for a bit, we'll make sure that happens. But I'll call Bo on the walkie. I'll have him sit with Jensen while we do our one-on-one, and then we can do some duo time. Would you two like that?
Yeah.
All right. I've got gummy worms on my desk. Let's go.
Ooh.
And I kind of like do a quick point to the bed and I just go before like scooting out.
And
That was meant to mouth. Don't look under there.
Correct.
Good to know exactly
Oh.
what I will be doing.
I'm looking under there as soon as I'm able to.
But as Robbie and Jensen head off for their first therapy session, that's actually where we're going to cut to break for now.
Okay, we'll be right back, gang. Don't fret. We're fretting. We're all fretting.
I
I'm
don't like.
so
I'm gonna
stressed.
have to go check underneath my bed right now.
And we're back.
Hi. Hope
And
you
then I
slept
killed
well.
him.
Oh, just a little.
I didn't.
So anyway,
So we left off on day 1 of probation. And there's not much for you guys to do in the cabins while you're on probation. So we'd like to go around and just see what was the main focus of your time during probation. We can go person by person. Anyone have any pressing matters they took care of during their probationary time? Jensen.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
Elijah.
please. No,
Oh,
you please.
No. was
I
gonna say,
insist.
I focused on Dad's bracelet, and the only reason I focused on the bracelet is because it was like I made it. It spelled out friend. Looked at mine that says Tech Wizard. Then I just took it apart again. I was like, I could be more creative. And then the very final product was like friend detective, a combination of friend detective.
That's really cute. How long do you think it took Elijah to finish the bracelet?
The entire probation.
The entire probationary.
Was like, how do you be creative?
Fair enough. And next up, Jensen, you had something you were going to do during probation?
It would have just, for probation itself during that time period, it would have just been a lot of me just like staring out the window, but not able to find anything flammable. Would let the group as a whole know that I have my Axe bottle spray, my aerosol can. The personal tutoring, or sorry, the therapy, if this is a good time for that. The therapist would have discovered that while I was very committed to not doing any kind of communication at all, unless I could get like a drug test or something like that, eventually you would have discovered that I am convinced that that I only hurt somebody, and that's why I'm here. Specifically.
Gotcha.
James, do you think that Miss Crystal would have granted him a drug test
Oh, absolutely. So Miss Crystal probably let you have, it's a camp. They don't have a whole bunch of stuff here. They can't do a blood draw test. But she did like walk you over to the nurse's office and let you like have the nurse run a little like, they've got those sticks you can get at the dollar store. What'll tell if you've like smoked weed recently.
I love the idea that they just gave him a pregnancy test.
I'm like, oh, okay.
We have to make this 13-year-old kid feel better. Why does it have 2 lines?
That was not a pregnancy.
That means you're not
double
drunk.
negative
I was
drugs.
gonna say that's no, that's actually a thing where like if males get like, I forget
There
exactly what
are
it's
certain
called.
diseases that if AMAB people like do a pregnancy test, it can show as positive pregnancy, and
that
it's a
means
way
you're
that
really
doctors
sick.
It's a way that doctors can tell that something's wrong with like your prostate or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would have
Jensen's
absolutely let like the nurse
prostate's
run
fine.
a little like sad little drug test on you, and she would have gone over with you like, this says that you weren't drugged, do you want to talk about why? And it would have gone on like like that.
Yeah. Great. So Tabitha's dead. so it's just even more just staring out the window throughout the week.
Patty, did you have anything during your probationary period?
Just a couple things. One, I'd want to talk with Elijah and Jensen at some point during the week as secretly as I possibly could.
You guys are on the boys' side of the cabin. You could have talked in the middle of the night, like backed off in a corner.
And give them a task for when we get out of here. We each have one thing to collect. Elijah, if you could find a battery in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't need to be a big one. Jensen, if you can find some sort of flammables, preferably toilet paper, enough to wrap around a big wad of something. And then I will try and find steel wool in the cleaning supplies for when I need to get back to my chores. By whatever I am.
I know how to get something.
All right.
Yeah.
You can send that to-do list in the chat. That way we've got a written record of it.
Cool.
All good there?
Yes, and then I just occasionally am looking under the bed.
You know-
Beds plural.
Lot of dust. Lot of couple dead bugs, the usual. You do see pull a card. We'll have one card pull during this nonsense. Pull a card.
I don't like that.
No.
Is that
Okay.
a queen? Yeah. Underneath one of the beds in the boys' side of the cabin, you're looking and you realize that there are scratchings on the wall. And as you go to look a little closer, you like push yourself up under the bed, scratching your flop of hair on the top against it. And you see that the scratchings on the wall are triangles. Very similar to the triangles on the cassette. Different formatting, different, shapes and orientations and things like that. And as you're looking at them, you feel that buzzing growing around you, and then suddenly you feel ice cold. And you turn, and much like Robbie, you witness, not right next to you under this bed, but 2 beds down in the very corner, out of the shadow, just this open-mouthed creature looking at you. And then as you look at it, it just seems to get sucked back into the dark and disappears.
What did I say about the beds, Patty? What did I fucking say about the beds?
I'm gonna talk to Rabbi about that.
You most certainly can another time. Dior, what were you doing during Muted?
Bingo!
Sorry, I am eating a hummus
No!
and pita chips. So I didn't think we needed me munching on my pita chips. She uses her right to remain silent with any and all authority figures whenever possible.
Okay.
Quite literally, she was trained from a young age to not be an ARC. Her therapy sessions consist of her just sitting there staring down Miss Crystal and like making little
Let go.
noises. She does not fall for this therapy crap.
Miss Crystal is dissolving.
Yep. Good. I want to destroy this woman. And then when she gets back to the cabin, I think she tries to befriend Baron.
Okay.
She like
Elaborate.
so she kind of puts on a show of just being frustrated. And then she starts confiding in Baron. Nothing like super serious. Nothing about the monsters that they saw, but just about how hard it is to be at camp.
All right.
Is it though? For Dior, yes.
That's so true.
And she's essentially trying to extend an olive branch to Baron.
Okay. We'll keep that in consideration. Robbie, was there one thing you were going on with narratively?
I think that more than anything, it's not something that they do, but so much that they're lacking. This week, they are not sleeping. I think post everything, every time they close their eyes, it's bugs. They open their eyes. They manage to doze off. There's that child again, hauntings. They close their eyes. Tabitha, they close their eyes, buzzing. So I just think that they are like deep bags under the eye. I think they've shifted to the top bunk, and then if anyone wakes up, they can just see Robbie kind of like sitting back and forth, knees tucked to their chest, keeping an eye out. Like literally will stay awake to the point of passing out because they're so scared that something is going to get them.
They are exhausted. It is day 5 of your probation, nearing the end of it, when Joey comes into the cabin for his shift, looking a little more chipper. His face is healing up. It's kind of yellowed now, the way bruises do. But kind of gathers you all together. Elijah, do you present the bracelet for Tabitha?
Yeah.
Joey takes a look at it and says, This is really good. You did a great job.
Took me so long. So long. I'm better writing code than I am with bracelets.
Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Speaking of Tabitha, great news. We were able to get through. So, I can't have y'all come to the admin office for the phone call, but I was able to record it. And so you watch as he pulls a cell phone out of his pocket and goes to the voice recorder section and does press play. And you all hear an adult woman's voice going, yeah, of course, yeah, right here. And then you all hear a familiar voice go, oh, is anybody there? Oh, hi. Okay, hi, I'm so sorry I had to run off so quick. But when things are, when things are better here, maybe I will get to come back for the second half of camp. So, I hope you all really liked your bracelets, and I will be back soon. Bye. And you hear a woman's voice thanking them for, answering and everything like that, wishing them well, and the call ends.
That was a fun phone call too. Hey, so we got people in cabin 6 just losing their shit. Just losing their shit.
Yeah,
they really miss you, bro.
Joey did not give the first half of the phone call and would cut in on the woman going, okay, yeah, here she is. But you can tell that whatever woman was speaking on the other end was weirded out by the question, but didn't deny the question. So Joey goes, yeah, so I had one of the administrators give them a call. We got Tabitha's answer. I hope, it seems like everything's at least progressing over there. So hopefully we do get her back for the second half of the summer. I'd be happy to have her back. You guys are doing so good with probation. He actually stumbles over the words. You guys are doing so good with probation. I've been really proud of you. I have some things to go set up for Coach Hall. So I'm gonna go through that, and Baron's gonna finish out the morning with y'all. Enjoy your last, hopefully, breakfast in the cabin. And you see he skips out.
She's gonna look at Baron and go, his face is looking better.
Yeah.
So like
Probably
what
a pleasure.
happened? He like you kind of mentioned that a bunch of stuff happened that night, and I just like I'm a little concerned for it to be around some of the other campers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, who should I be looking out
Well,
for?
that's why we have separate cabins to kind of like be able to spread our resources, I guess. I mean, we're fairly short staffed this year, so we do have to like kind of be careful where we put and choose people. So that's part of the reason I was so upset that y'all acted out. I'm sorry. I should not have been as angry with you as I was when it started, but
You know what? It's
Can't
all
take it
about
back.
forgiveness. I forgive you, Baron.
I appreciate that, Dior. And oh my god, you got my name right.
Yeah,
Is that the first time you've called me by my name?
I think it is.
That is a
Oh wow.
Kate. You are a master at this.
Oh. Huh. You see Baron like has a moment of like, am I real?
Like what happened that night? There was so much
Well-
chaos, and I mean, like, I know we had our part to play, and I am so sorry for that.
You know, it happens. I was a mess when I was your age too. I get it, but it's, part of the camp is, you know, helping people. But in order to help somebody, they have to be in a place that is not their best point. Like, if they're not at their highest point, there's room for improvement. So, unfortunately, for some children, the room for improvement is not throwing fists instead of exchanging words. And we have quite a few of those in cabin 2. So we get some extra security over there, but they get their hands full, and Joey, being the guy that he is, always throws himself in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, you were a mess when you were my age. Were you a camper up until you aged out?
Yeah. I was here from God, I was 14 when I started.
So you went up until you were 18. Wow. That's
Well, 17, but yeah.
17. Oh. So, huh. Wait, how old are you?
26. Like, you see her look up like she's like, if she has to guess on what she is for a second, like it was a trick question. But 26.
So
And
you
by the way,
were
that's
here-
not old. It's like perfectly.
No,
it's
oh my
not
goodness,
even a
you look-
millennial. I'm still technically Gen Z,
You
which is
look
weirder to think about.
Incredible. So you weren't here the year you turned 18?
No, okay, hold on.
I just like I'm trying to.
I haven't been here. I wasn't here when I was 18. No, the year I turned 18 though, like, yes, I guess part of it. Why
Huh.
are you making that? Okay, I feel like
No,
I'm
that
about to
was
get-
me. That was fully me, not
I feel
Dior.
like I'm about to get alpha bud right now, and I'm not fit for that.
Huh. I just like it's odd, you know, being the oldest kid in the cabin, and like I'm probably a lot older than some of the other kids at camp because like my birthday is in a few months. So I don't know, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for prying. I shouldn't have. I'll go back to bracelet making with Elijah.
No, I absolutely. Yeah. Is it like that? Do you need a tampon or like anything like that? You're just acting a little bit not used to how I'm used to you. So I just want to know if there's anything extra that
Well,
you
that's
might
what this
need.
place is all about, right? It's about growth.
Yeah, I'm worried here because it's not. We don't usually see growth in 2 weeks, but
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
You know what?
bye.
good on you. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. There it is.
If you need to buy your own insurance, you're old.
Damn.
How does he know
got insurance. And you like walk away.
Run in the room, bang.
Anyway, before I go, Joey's grabbing breakfast. We're all going to the lake today, so make sure that you're wearing something you're not afraid to get wet. Swimsuit, if you have it, you could just put underneath.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I'm confused as what we're saying no about.
No, I can't swim.
That's okay. You could just sit on the beach.
No. Mm-mm. I don't. And you can see like a genuine look of like panic kind of shoot across Robbie's face, and just goes, "No, I don't do lakes or wadis of water or
I can't leave you
wet.
here by yourself after you attacked the cat.
That's fine. I will just be if
I can't leave you alone.
That cat had it coming.
I don't believe that. He's definitely weird. I'm not going to deny that he's a weird cat, but like if he pissed on your pillow, like that's a different story. I promise it wasn't personal. He just got lost.
Oh, this was personal. Trust me.
I don't think that cat has enough brain cells to make anything personal.
It's not gonna have brain cells when I'm done with it.
Okay,
it's
see,
everywhere.
do I need to call Miss Crystal?
No.
Hi.
Please don't call Miss Crystal. I can't do another fucking Connect 4.
Go get your clothes on. There's sunscreen in the middle room. And I will come back to get you in about 15. And she just kind of like walks away.
I like the idea that Robbie is like fully clothed, still in like those 2000s like dark grunge jeans, full like long shirt, puts the swimsuit over top of it, is still wearing all of the clothes.
Okay.
All right. So, your counselors come and retrieve you after breakfast. You get an odd look, Robbie, for your outfit, but
I can't eat another Oreo. I can't do it.
It's breakfast. There's no Oreos with breakfast.
Oreos.
I have to tell you,
toast.
breakfast is probably the most normal meal you get. You usually get like some toast and like oatmeal. It's very plain
It's an
oatmeal,
Oreo
but
on
it's
top of
oatmeal.
it because they can't think of other shit.
There's a banana sometimes. Fef?
It's doable, but Jensen would need to be encouraged a little bit to eat because scared of being drugged now is a thing.
Gotcha.
You did get the tox results back.
Yeah.
They were negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Has
it's
to make
doable.
one of the
Like, I'll
counselors eat it first.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Joey has taken to like opening up Jensen's lunch or breakfast and like will like scoop a little onto his own plate and eat it and then encourage Jensen to eat.
After like twice, I'd probably be able to get past it.
Yeah, that was mostly
But,
through
you know,
probation.
Taste testers aren't that abnormal to have at home.
What, in the 1%?
I like to imagine like Dior is the daughter of like a concubine or something along, because that's the only explanation for how much money.
So it is a beautiful kind of overcast day outside. Just a little bit of cloud coverage. The sun peeks through every so often. It is humid out. The bugs are buzzing. And you know, the squirrels are chattering. You are all led as a cabin out to Lake Basalt. Lake Basalt is a beautiful lake. Honestly, probably the reason it's the headliner for all of their video footage for their advertisements is because it is gorgeous. It has that sort of ramshackle camp appearance of many canoes in many different colors. There's a buoyed square section right by the shoreline for swimming as opposed to canoeing. So kids who want to swim can swim in a safe area away from boats. And then canoes are
Patty's grandpa like sweeping the sand on the beach.
All right, no.
I think it's funny.
Now, he might
What
be
this
sweeping
guy
off.
doing? He's gonna drop dead if you keep working like that. He's sweeping the beach. What are you
Just
doing?
doing it, bro. We told him not to.
That does track. I mean, he is trying to keep an eye on shit. It's like your neighbor trying to watch something going on down the
Don't be
street.
suspicious.
It's
Don't
like-
be suspicious.
It's like reasonably he would be like, brushing it off with the pavement of the one sidewalk that comes towards the lake.
but instead of like being on the bend, he's actually like 10 feet off, and he's just sweeping actual fucking sand at
Like,
this point.
He's sort of leaning out into the street, Patty. You see him as you pass by, and he is looking at the shoreline, where you can see there's a whole collection of kids already in the water, people on boats. You guys are one of the like last cabins to come down because you're so far off from the path. But you do see a collection of counselors who are hanging out by the beach. Joey waves to a couple of them. They wave back. And you can see among them people that you come to recognize. Miss Crystal is out there still wearing a cardigan, but also a sun hat this time. So it's in the spirit of Lake Day, I guess. Reading glasses and a book, sitting on a little beach lounger. Very pleased with herself. Next or near to her on a beach lounger is an elderly woman with like straw blonde hair, liver spots, talking to a woman that you all recognize from, I believe, like day 1 of camp, which was the person in the admin cabin. You would know these two people are Alice Brunton and her mother, Director Brunton. Director Brunton is the owner of the camp, the older woman, and her daughter Alice works in the admin cabin mostly. Yeah, Director Brunton is just kind of like set up on her like lounge chair with a beach towel over her lap in her cheetah print like swimsuit, just kind of chilling.
It's more of a rap, let's be honest. We're not going to
It's more of a
subject
rap,
children to an 80-year-old woman in a swimsuit.
No. Most of the counselors are wearing just like shorts, and Coach Hall is speaking to Alice and Director Brunton, and then upon seeing something happening in the lake, rushes off to go do his duty as Coach Hall, which is mostly yelling at people not to go into certain parts of the lake. Yeah,
Children.
y'all gonna drown. You're gonna drown. You're gonna drown. But yeah, you are presented with the lake. And, you know, the canoe cabin is there. You guys have access to the swimming area. There's a whole bunch of beach area. There's some beach toys scattered about, like sand shovels and sand buckets. It's a vibe, at the very least. There's even music playing from a speaker, like it's not a great speaker, but there's some music.
Kids Bop.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go!
They're playing like Worship and Pray, the Christian version of WAP.
It's a party in the undisclosed location.
Hands raised for Dior and Elijah.
Muted.
Great. I'm gonna put the hummus and pita chips away now.
Thank you for letting us know.
You said that there are canoes.
Yes.
Are people freely canoeing around the lake?
Yes.
Okay.
Elijah, you had something to say.
At one point, when people are really distracted or too busy to pay attention, at some point, Elijah would go over to that speaker and take out a battery.
So it is like a wireless speaker, so it looks like it was charged, not battery operated.
It's one of those like monster ones that they roll in, and it produces a loud enough sound, but it also has a microphone attached to it, so they can be like, "Hey, cut that out."
Yeah, Coach Hull is continually at the thing, like, don't ram the canoes. I'll come out there. I'm faster than you.
Okay.
Don't ram the
make
canoes.
me turn this
Even
canoe
in
around.
the water.
Cuts
You
back
can't
to, I
put-
eat pie with my baby.
The kids' bop continues.
Watermelon sugar high unchanged.
Our ships are meant to fly.
Hi.
Okay.
All right.
If it isn't battery operated, I won't steal from it. It'll take too much time to take out the wires.
You also would be fairly noticeable. This is not a hidden
It's like
speaker
right
by
next
any
to the
means.
directors.
Just walk up next to him. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I just gotta double check this real quick.
Robbie's gonna take a quick glance towards the speaker, listening to the music, look back to the forest, and debate whether or not she'd like to let the monster take her in this minute.
Zior is vibing. She's living her best little white girl life right now.
The Buffy gif.
Dior's niece, like, is the star of many kids' bop.
Yeah.
Dior has been on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah.
They didn't air that season because there was like a technical issue with like one of the contestants. It became a whole mess, but I was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
You all
Love
do
how
see
you guys
one
are making
thing.
lore.
As Baron and Joey drop you off, you do see that Joey waves at the directors and Coach Hall and everything. They wave back. But as Baron passes by, almost every director sort of seems to not give her a glance.
Was on Dancing with the I had to write it.
Yes, Dior.
Yeah.
All right, more questions. So, kids are canoeing freely around. Coach
Yes.
Hall is yelling at people when they go out of bounds. What is out of bounds? I have the map pulled up.
Yes.
Ooh,
So if
good
you're looking
question.
at the map, out of bounds, I'm going to go up to the map myself so I can give you an accurate reading. It's more so like you have to stay within sight of Coach Hall. Out of bounds would be if they are going into the buoys where you're swimming, which like don't go in the buoy area. You're
Okay.
There's
so
two sections. There's like an area that's squared off with buoys, and that's where kids are swimming freely. But they can
Mhm.
only swim within those bounds. And then there's canoes that go off, and if they go like where they can't see them, then that you notice he calls them out.
yeah.
okay.
So if you were looking at it, the swimming area is like from the canoe corner to the boathouse. Like that part toward the shore is all swimming area. And then where the drop off hits for the lake, because this was probably a quarry at some point, if anything, because it's so like deep. You look at this lake and you realize it's deep. Over
that.
by like over by like Wake Island, like they wouldn't want you to go further than Wake Island where it starts widening out, because then they can't see you past the trees. But you can see that some kids are like able to circle Wake Island and like come back. That's allowed.
Is there a bathroom?
Bathhouse, yes.
There's a
I wait just a little while.
it's like a porta potty.
Go to get me some toilet paper.
Yeah,
Okay, you can do that.
Mission complete.
I don't
Jess
think
is
that you
like,
have to. I
yes.
really
Fuck
don't think
yeah.
you have to pull a card to get toilet paper because it's
Yeah.
just something you go to the bathroom for anyway.
You all watch as Joey watches Jensen go to the bathroom and just goes,
Shit.
It's gonna get wet. I mean,
yeah.
it won't. It's literally gonna melt.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
If he swims.
gonna have Robbie's gonna take a seat about as far back away from the water as possible. Like, is literally between sand and dirt. That's how far they are back. And is just staring at the lake as if she expects it to swallow her whole, and is just almost unblinking looking at it.
Dior's gonna plop down next to Robbie.
Robbie
So I have
still
an
got
idea.
eyes on the lake.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we bribe the cabin 2 kids, cause a distraction, we grab some canoes, and whenever they do that, we give them like, hey, in 20 minutes, start a fight. And then by that point, we can canoe around to the island, go around to the back end where they can't see us. They'll be too busy with the fisticuffs, little cabin 2 kids. We plop off, try to see what was on that island, why Sammy and Riley were meeting there.
Great. You have fun with that.
What?
No way in hell am I going anywhere near that lake. I can't swim. I'm not no, Dior.
But
We've done a lot of your plans, and it's gonna snap their head towards Dior. We have gone looking for everything for you. We have tried to get your luggage. We have done all of your heists, and one of us ended up dead. So frankly, in this moment, you can keep your plans to yourself.
that
And is
wasn't-
snapping back to the lake.
Don't you want to know what's happening?
Robbie looks up to the sky, looks back to the lake, and goes, "If I go out there, Dior, I'm gonna die. There are things that I can't explain that are following me. You called me cursed People have been calling me cursed, and at first I thought everyone's crazy. I thought I was losing it, but now I'm starting to think that maybe I am cursed. Maybe things are out to get me, and I swear to God, Dior, I don't want to let them.
What do you think is following you?
And is going to kind of like quickly look around to make sure no counselors or whatever are listening. And just goes, you know that kid that we saw? The one with the mouth?
Oh yeah.
I've been
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's great. That's so nice for you. I have been seeing more. I've been seeing more all the time underneath the bed in the shadows of the cabin. They have been following me. So I am fully convinced, because this isn't the first time this has happened. If I go down that lake, something's gonna get me. So Dior, if you want to go and do one of your crazy fucking plans, great. I hope you have a good time. I can't do it. I can't help you with this. Go to the island. I'll make the distraction. Okay?
You have to do it together. We're like a team.
We're not
We
a
can't
team
leave you
anymore. We don't
behind.
have Tabitha. We're not a team.
We're not leaving anyone behind again. I know you blame me for what happened to her, and maybe you're right. And so, like, I'm not gonna let you just stay behind. Because what if something bad happens to you?
If you bring me along, Dior, something bad is gonna happen to me. That's what I'm telling you. Just, I'll make the distraction. I'll do something. Maybe I'll catch a boat afterwards, but I can't help you with this. Get to the island. I'll make my way there. I'll find I don't know, a log or something to walk over.
Okay, Robbie. And she'll get up and try to find the others to tell them her plan.
I'm
Easy
staring
enough
at
to
the
find
sun.
everybody.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna go talk to the cabin 2 kids to go make a distraction.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
wait, before you go. Out of her bikini top, she pulls $200 bills. Give this to them.
Why did you have
What,
Let's
you brought that in your
fucking go.
swimsuit? That was gonna
Just the
get so
boob
wet,
money?
Dior. It was gonna get so wet.
And then I would just throw it away. It's fine.
Oh my god! And it's gonna
a
walk
counselor
away.
like turns around and is like, Dior, put a shirt on. You're not allowed to just have your face.
And she literally just like, boom, boom.
Okay.
Have you never shoved something in your bra then taken
They're
it out in
making
public?
sure that you're not just having like
It straight
a
up looks like
bikini
it
on.
looks like we're doing
Yeah.
a drug deal over here.
Yeah. And she's like, she grabs Robbie's
Give me the
hand.
good floaties.
Yeah.
I got one pool
These will
noodle
keep
for
you
$100
really
right here.
high.
All right.
It is
So-
not hard to find everybody else. This is a pretty
Yeah.
open lakeside.
I'm staring
She'll
at the
relay that
sun.
plan to the 3 of them
Yep.
of getting cabin 2 to make a distraction. Then while that's happening, go around on the far side of the moon and then don't come back while all of that chaos is happening.
All right, so who is liaisoning with cabin 2 kids? Is that going to be Robbie since you're standing on the shore?
Yep, that'll be
Okay.
me.
And the rest of you are getting in. The canoes fit about 2 to 3 people each.
I'll go with Robbie. I can't get wet.
Okay. So 1 canoe for all 3 of you?
I guess so.
Can you fit more
If
than
we-
that in a canoe?
Depends on the canoe.
That would be
Single
against
canoe,
safety
yes. A
guidelines.
kayak,
It's
no.
it's recommended to have 2. You can fit 3.
Jensen's pretty small. You think you can get away with Jensen in the middle.
Well, Jensen's not going.
I'm
Oh, that's right.
He's
Jensen's
also
not going.
teeny
Oh,
tiny.
yeah.
Sorry,
Realize
Dior's
you
pretty.
and Patty.
Yeah.
Dior's like 5'2" max.
Dior is going to
Dior's not
princess
paddling.
paddle.
True.
Okay,
So,
well, you guys
are
can
you
do
going to
this
Passenger
try and
princessing?
fit 3 full people in 1 canoe, or are you going to do 2 in 1?
Well, I'm not
pretty
going by
small.
myself.
I'm only 5'5". I'm pretty small as well. So.
No, all 3 of us can go.
I'll,
I
I'm
like to
saying,
think
like-
that I like to think that
I'll-
one of the counselors comes over to like try and help. It's like, okay, so we could split it too. And every time they try, it's either putting Dior with one person or putting her by herself. And it's like, okay, well then the other person's doing all the effort.
I'll oh,
She just stares up at them.
Let's see if you can fit all of you in one.
Yeah. You're all,
Yo, why
you're all
don't you
given,
sit in the middle?
you guys are given oars and set off to canoe. Jensen, you and Robbie.
Is it
yeah.
possible to, as we're going over to the canoe area, to like walk by my grandpa for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Good to see you, Gramps.
Mm-hmm.
Just dust of sand getting swept.
And,
Getting on your
do me a
shoes.
favor.
What do you need, Boyo?
Wouldn't mind sneaking one of those under my bed, and I'll gesture to an oar.
Your grandfather looks at the oar and then looks at you. You can see a war in his mind of like, I want to help my grandson, but also that's a giant fucking oar.
What does he need an oar for?
Why?
I figured it'd be easier to explain than having a baseball bat under the under my bed.
Well, both would be a little hard to explain.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Stay safe, Gramps.
Mm-hmm. Just
Back alley
staring at the oar,
deals.
like, huh. So you three, canoe. You
Yeah.
two, beach. Are you going to utilize your money to make some deals with some cabin 2 kids?
I'm gonna pull out $100 and do it.
Yeah, there's a tip for you.
The other bit's for my exhaustion over the last week.
I would have said if you gone up to Elijah at any point, he would have been like, "Oh, you need to bribe them? Cool. Say they can use this Game Boy Advance for a little bit, only for a little bit.
Trust them
I
with it.
want it back."
I give no promises. Is this important to you?
Incredibly
For the
so.
mission?
That is something that's the first thing I broke down and put back together.
All right,
You
I'll
glance
tell them.
over.
I'll let them know I'll hunt them down if they do anything, okay?
You glance
Yeah.
over, you see like these two like linebacker shaped kids kind of like sitting next to each other begrudgingly and like looking over like who's gonna start the shit, and then just like a security guard watching over them like oh, so they're already
we
ready
clocked
to
that.
roll.
I clocked that immediately, and
Yeah.
I just kind of
Say
look.
something else.
It's like me and Jensen in the corner, and I just kind of
Not
like
touching you.
make sure that nobody else is looking, and I just kind of put it in front, and I just go with the Game Boy.
You see, like, one of them actually looks at you like uninterested,
And
in
then
the
I
Game Boy.
pulled the $100.
The
Someone
tune
meme that.
changes immediately.
And I go, you?
Who do you want dead?
I didn't say dead. I just meant hit him. Just
Giving
hit him
them
hard for a little
200.
while. Jesus, don't kill him. But if you do, I got something nice for you. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Got
Oh
it
god.
the day on my daughter's wedding.
I want you to pull. I wanted you to pull 2 cards because you're exhausted. But then
Alright.
you
I
bribe
look
them
a
with
little
money.
And a
Money.
Game
like,
Boy
kinda
Advance.
counter-
The Game Boy.
They don't care about the
Game
Game
Boy.
Boy.
I'm
sorry.
tired.
One
If
of them
anything, it
has
adds to my like cutthroatness. It's just like, you don't want to mess with me. I look particularly scary right now.
Okay, do me a favor. I'm gonna ask you to pull 1 single card.
Single
Because you're
card?
tired.
You
This
got
could
it,
be
baby
good or
kittens.
bad.
Anything for you, doll
Best and
face. Let's
spreading.
go.
Did you shuffle? Did you shuffle when you got the Joker? By the way.
I did. All
All right, good, excellent. Continue.
That's famous last words.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a check.
all right. Hold on. Let me just assess my notes real quick.
That would be a physical injury.
Oh, this is excellent. They are stupid.
I drown. I fall in the water.
One of them slugs you.
Oh!
And that does
that's
in
one-
fact cause a distraction because
Just
now they.
blood starts pouring out of my nose.
Yes, Jensen, go ahead.
Teeth.
Everywhere.
Me,
Oh, okay.
We're all fighting now.
Get, Jensen, get my guard dog.
The fight begins on the shoreline, and you all have been canoeing for a minute or two, so you're out a ways already. As you watch, as several canoes stop and actually turn towards what's happening on the beach, as this like horrifying fight begins because Robbie gets slugged. Jensen jumps on the guy that slugged Robbie, bites that guy. That guy yells, "That kid bit me!" And another group of Cabin 2 kids just pounce in. Oh my god, he's got rabies like Kyle! And then they...
Fucking Kyle!
Language.
And a whole bunch of counselors hop in. Poor Joey. Poor Joey hops into the middle of it to try and grab Jensen.
Not again.
I'm like wrestling with some dude much bigger than me and just gripping hold of like a kneecap.
You all have.
I need to see if the fucking Game Boy makes it out. Hold on.
Please, my Game Boy.
He's just sitting in the sand watching.
Please, no,
it's
my
like the
Game
Lord
Boy.
of the Ring. It's like
Game
the
Boy's
one
fine.
ring in that one scene.
God.
Robbie, you can feel it in your pocket, safe and sound, as you
Alright, there we
continue
go.
this brawl. You all are on the lake, and there is a perfect distraction going on. So you guys are going to head toward the island. Okay.
I'm gonna say real quick.
The monsters are going crazy tonight.
The conversation Patty came up to, like coming from his grandpa, was like, Dior, it's just like this. This is how you paddle. It's that easy. It's that easy. No,
She
you
has a
don't-
paddle. Yeah,
Just like
Okay.
paps it on the water.
yeah.
Isn't it cute?
You guys are doing so great. Wow. Oh my god.
So caught
It's actually making it harder to paddle
You're, like,
because
so
they're just
strong.
dragging in the water.
Oh my god, you two are like so strong. Do you work out?
It's gonna look better for the pose if you hold it like this, and I'll like move it out of the water so it's just sitting across the boat and not inhibiting our ability to move.
And at that point, she sits back.
There you go. You look great. Yeah, there you go.
No.
Yeah,
no,
you're so
no, Dior.
sweet.
No, Dior, we don't.
Fucking
I don't
hell.
work out.
You all
Do I
paddle.
look, do I look like the
Boy.
kind of person that works out?
You all begin to paddle.
Well, most of you
well,
begin to paddle.
You make some variation of a headway. And the current kind of blows a little. I wouldn't say the current, it's more the wind coming in, blowing the current a little bit, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Can I get, well, I can't get a card from Dior because she's not doing anything. Can I get
I'm helping.
Pro
2
strat.
cards from each? 2 cards from Elijah, 2 cards from Patty. And Dior, are you being helpful in any way that's not physical? I'm just curious. You cheerleading?
Yeah, she's like, again, she was like low key flirting with the two of them. Like, oh my god, do you guys work out? Like, you look so
All right.
Like,
So pick
not
one.
flirting, but like hyping them up in her weird way.
Bar.
All
She's
right.
not flirting
Pick
with other
pick
children.
one to take a card away from.
Pick one is wild.
You could either pick Patty or Elijah, and they will draw one less card.
Because I don't feel like making a decision.
Good
Evens
move.
or odds?
Elijah, Smiley said evens, I think.
Evens. All right,
I
Smiley.
did.
You draw one card.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
Sick.
Give me your cards.
Well, you don't pick a card, Dior.
Oh,
Okay, never
okay.
mind.
fine. Just put that in the discard. All right. We got a
Okay,
10
sorry.
and a queen.
Oh, look at that.
Excellent. So,
What was your second card, Patty? An ace!
Let's go.
Oh my god, wait, I
Oh,
should have
thank
played
God.
my ace. Anyway.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. You could only save one.
We both have
So-
aces in the bank.
That's
Good to know.
beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
to
What do you mean
clarify,
only
we can
save
only
one?
play an ace before the card is drawn, right?
Yeah,
Right.
before the cards are drawn.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna just keep it on my lap, like, so that
I'm
I
just
don't
gonna-
forget I have it.
Rule explained. There we go.
What do you
all right.
mean you can only save one?
I mean, one ace per person.
Okay.
Obviously. Anyway,
I don't care
you
for that.
begin to paddle along and you're making your way to the island. You're about halfway there. The kids that were on canoes are far behind you at this point. They're a while away from you. You're definitely out of earshot. And you feel something bump the boat.
Fuck you.
But thanks to a few saves, you all managed to kind of like keep your balance. It's nothing too hard. Elijah, you pulled a queen, is that correct? Yeah?
Correct.
Excellent. So, audience at home, a queen is a mental effect. in being bumped, it could have just been the wind. It could have been something else. You look over, and you see just kind of like this yards of yellowy golden kelp just casually drifting in the lake. And as you look down, you realize that this happens in any fucking body of water you go in, but it just keeps going down, and the brackish water makes it hard to see further than maybe 4 or 5 feet. There isn't enough light penetrating. And it just continues to sway. And then you feel a bump against the boat again. But it attacks from the side you were staring at. You don't see anything. And then you look over to the other side, seeing maybe you missed it, maybe it went underneath. Again, this dark, brackish water, there's just kelp swaying. Deep, deep, deeper abyss going down. But wait a minute, what is that? At the bottom, what you can assume to be the bottom, it's definitely further than you should be able to see right now. You see a small little flicker, a glow. 2 pinpricks of light blue are staring up at you. As you look at it, squint a little bit harder, lean over a little, trying to see. It's a little bit hard with the distortion of the water. You realize that they're eyes. It's more than that. As you start to kind of focus in, you see eyes, the outline of a face, small, chubby, little cherubesque, tiny shoulders, t-shirt perhaps, just kind of lightly drifting in the water. And they are staring up at you from several tens, hundreds of yards below. It's hard to tell. Just looking. What do you do?
Is that you?
I say, is that you?
Yeah, I do.
Patty, pull me 2 cards as you're the only person driving at this time.
Okay.
There are 2 aces if anybody wants to draw an ace. Make that 3 aces, god damn it!
Hey!
Did you just pull 2 aces in a row?
Oh,
I think so.
Oh, your odds are dwindling.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is
How
that like a streak?
So I still
Are there
have one more card to
streaks
pull.
in this
Right?
game?
You have one more card to pull, but this is at the moment a success.
Okay.
Unless you pulled the Joker, like it's.
Oh, please tell me you
No
pulled the Joker. It'd be
shot.
so funny.
Just a moment. Hang on. You gotta get the light. Gotta get the right light.
Oh, I'm not gonna change mine right now.
Show me, my child. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Joker. Robbie is
I
now
love
not the
to
only
see
one with a
it.
foot
Who
in the
wants to
grave.
go swimming?
Oh
Great,
God, what
okay.
did I say about
So-
the
Oh,
lake,
they just
guys?
cancel each
What did
other
I
out,
fucking
right?
say
Nothing
about the lake?
happens.
So here's a
Nothing
wonderful thing.
happens.
Here's a wonderful thing. My co-DM.
Yeah.
They have pulled an ace. However, they've also pulled a Joker. Patty
Oh.
is the only one driving at this time.
Well, I could remind you that, an ace is great for the person who pulled it and all, but a Joker's bad for everyone.
The music, hello. It hit at the right time. Anyway, that is correct. It is bad for everyone.
Oh, I do have rabies.
So that drug test actually comes
from the
back
3 of us
positive.
about
We
to
all gonna get
drown
tested.
in a lake with dead kids and ghosts of dead campers. You're like, huh, I do have rabies.
Tony Stark did this to the box. Anyway,
Me and Jensen post this fight are gonna need new shots.
Patty, I think that you're focusing really hard on dragging the weight. Maybe the current picked up. And so like you're kind of like leading into it. You have to get to the island. If nothing else, you have to get to the island.
Mhm.
Dior's in the middle, Elijah's behind. Dior, you hear Elijah go, "Is that you?" And then suddenly, Patty, the boat gets so much lighter. Dior, behind you, some specks of water on your shoulder. And as you look back, Elijah, not in the boat.
Hey,
You're doing so
I-
good, Patty.
Immediately, do I get the attention from Dior?
Yeah,
You get
she's
Dior
like
patting
slapping
you on
him
the
on the back.
shoulder. But you're doing such a good job at paddling, bro.
Slapping him.
I turn around and
Patty,
I see
Patty, stop.
that- Yeah.
Elijah's gone.
The fuck do you mean? And I'll stop our movement and turn. Is he like floating in the water?
You see
him.
just ripples.
I immediately will backtrack the boat as much as I can and look down into the water to try and find him.
You can look. Grab a card.
No.
Yeah, I think.
Ace.
Good.
We'll get to your ace. Elijah.
Okay.
To let Patty know what he sees, we're actually going to go through what you're feeling right now,
Oh
which is ice cold. You looked out over the edge of the canoe and you asked, "Is that you?" And you could have sworn in your head you heard, "Friend." And then you were in the water. How does Elijah do with swimming?
He's not great at it, but like he knows how to, but like not great.
That's all right. You can't move your arms or legs right now anyway. Because as you go under the water, you couldn't see anything from the top but that shape so far down. Only now you feel yourself in an embrace. But it is not arms holding you. There is something serpent-like wrapped around you, circling you, holding your arms and legs straight as rods, and the very faintest brush of kelp against your face as it grows off the back of this serpent-like creature with these large, bulbous, empty black shark eyes. Not just one set, but 2, 3, 4 sets. 8 eyes in total, and kelp growing from its back arch as it pulls you under, and you hear again and again, "Friend, friend, I found friend, friend," as you circle deeper and deeper as it swims, not with a wiggling motion, but with a spiraling downward motion, pulling you down towards the darkest, deepest part of this brackish water. And Patty, you watch as Elijah, like a shot, is pulled in a spiral of bubbles downward. What are y'all doing? Elijah
You pointed
included.
out.
Yeah.
I'm diving in
Ah!
like a graceful little swan.
Dive in.
And I
You're
want to
pull-
punch whatever's holding him.
Ooh.
I
All
would like
right.
to remind you, I am good at martial arts.
You are good at martial arts. So rather than a 3-card pull to swim and punch at the same time, you can pull 2.
Okay.
Unless you're going to
One.
play something about it. 1.
Hey, get him.
A joker.
Yes! You guys are having too good.
I looked at my ace before I pulled the cards. So I was like, do I need them?
Patty,
I have.
for free. You watch as Dior hops over the edge of the boat, diving gracefully into the water. And Dior, the moment your head submerges, you hear, "Friend?"
No!
As you are suddenly wrapped in an equal serpent creature and dragged downward toward the
Dior's like,
base of
you
the
know
lake.
what? I don't think that you have enough friends. I'll come. I feel left out.
The
It's not
creatures
a
at the
party
bottom
until
of
there's three.
the creatures at the bottom are like, friends!
Weird kelpie creature coming after everybody.
2 of them now.
Oh, great.
So much fun.
Meanwhile,
Patty, you have a chance to do something up top. Elijah, you've been down here for a second. I believe the surprise has probably worn off for the shock of the cold. You can do something or try to do something if you wish. I will say, neither of you can breathe down here. It is water.
Yeah.
We're trying to think of what Elijah would do right now. I think his first instinct was to try to reach in his jacket. Which, by the way, he went to the beach in his jacket, but he was just wearing shorts as well.
Okay.
But his first instinct was to reach in the jacket to be like, build.
Well, you can certainly try and get an arm free if you'd like to do that. You can pull a card.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, a reminder to
Oh.
everyone who has pulled a Joker to reshuffle your deck
How many
with
cards?
the
Thank you.
graveyard.
Yes.
How many
Do I
cards?
get to
One
keep
card.
the other ace that I pulled?
You keep the ace. The
You
aces
keep the
stay out.
aces. Yeah, aces stay out until you use them.
Thank you.
I want to shuffle
Hydrate.
on stream.
Okay.
Hail hydrate.
My stomach is in
Thanks.
knots.
Oh, I'm loving
Thank you
this.
for the stretch, Nordic,
And
because
a
I need
nine.
it.
Mm.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
Let out all stress inside of your body so we can put new stress there.
Let me just get ready to kill some kids. Hold on.
Stress.
Why are you guys stressed?
You
You
asked
did not just ask that.
What were you expecting when we said horror series?
Welcome to camp. What were you?
That I
Welcome
was
to
getting
camp.
my
Ghost
comeuppance for running
stories.
horror games.
Elijah, did you pull a card for trying to break free?
Yeah, I pulled
An arm. A 9? Okay, fantastic. You are able to wrench one of your arms out of the serpent. You realize as you start trying to move your arm out, this creature is incredibly slimy, and you are able to like slide your arm out and have access to an arm. Patty, up top, you do anything?
Yeah. Kerploosh.
All right. Pull a card.
everyone's
Any
gonna
card.
drown.
No.
Everyone's gonna drown.
Nice.
Good
job.
I'm going to keep this fair and not make you choose. Dior was pulled in last. So, as you jump into the water, just a hair's breadth behind as you realize she is being dragged unreasonably fast as well, you are able to catch onto her ankle as you submerge, and you are now being pulled behind this creature dragging Dior. And you are fully in control of your own limbs. There's no third creature that's coming out to grab you. But you are holding on.
That's all he gets from an ace is he's holding on to me.
Don't worry, there will be other moments. But in this moment, you're holding on.
The most important step is firmly grasping your friend's
Listen,
hand.
you could have both been pulled off into the depths and no one saw where you went.
So we
Oh, I'm so stressed.
I will say, as you reach the bottom, Elijah, with your serpent, it has evened out and is now gliding unreasonably fast against like the bottom. Silt and stuff is popping up beside you, like the murk and muck is pulling up. You can see flashes of kelp. You don't see many fish, but you see just dark blue, dark green, flashes of bone white as you continue to speed through underwater.
Cool.
can I try to free myself?
Absolutely, pull a card.
All right, hold on. I was still shuffling. Okay. I was really stuck at shuffling. It took me a while.
That's a 10. That's a success.
Let's go.
Dior,
Great,
you
fuck
have
you.
also realized. Thanks. You have also realized how slimy this creature is, much like your
Ew.
moisturizer. And you are able to just simply like move your shoulder in a way that makes you thinner suddenly, and you swoop out of its grasp. And you watch, even in this murky water, you all can open your eyes despite the silt, and see kind of the shadowy figures of everything going on. And you feel Patty down below, and you realize as you are floating here, holding your breath, you're not floating directly to the surface. You're just stationary at the base of the water. Elijah, you are continuing to be swum somewhere.
Yeah. So now that my armor's free and I have access to my jacket,
Mm-hmm.
a jacket where I keep all the things I've stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Copper, bits and pieces of fabric that, have little tiny pieces of metal in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Safety scissors.
Still not sure on the safety scissors.
We-
It'll depend
we
on
discussed.
it'll depend on this card pool.
What are you attempting to do?
Well, the safety scissors, or if I am allowed to get safety scissors, or if I can pull this correctly and I magically have safety scissors,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I disassembled these safety scissors and turned them into just a sharp object in order to cut cables originally.
Mm-hmm.
I removed the safety from these scissors.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Pull a card.
Just one.
Just one.
Oh, pulling the safety from the scissors
For an overarching element.
of escaping.
Yeah.
Ace.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, that Joker does not count. Please reshuffle your deck.
Oh, I almost got him!
At the same time.
Oh, I almost got him!
I almost got him! We
Oh
almost
my
got him! That was too close. That was too fucking close. Oh, I really wanted to put my counter up one. Oh.
Elijah.
I almost got bingo and the Jokers on everyone.
Friends.
I-
Elijah.
Oh.
You pull free the safety scissors from your pocket that you have already half de-safetied, mostly for the ability so it looks like scissors still. But as you open them up, it's so close to your jacket that you actually, as you pull it out, the safety scissors straight up cut at the kelp that is right in front of you, where this thing has wrapped in front of you. And you hear a screech in the water as that chant of friend, friend, just becomes friend. And it drops you as you see a cloud of murky black surround you like ink from where it has been cut, and it shoots off into the distance. And because it was an ace, and because Patty's ace has yet to resolve, all three of you here floating under the water, unable to breathe still, so you should get moving soon. As you feel the tightness in your chest and your lungs catch fire. Elijah, to your left, you see where this creature was trying to take you, which seems to be some sort of tunnel through the rock where you can see just the littlest bit of light reflection in it. Like there is light coming from another angle into this water. Like a submerged cave.
Is the cave in the direction of
The island.
Island? Going up.
Shooting to the top of the water?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know if anyone is heading toward the island from underwater, or if you are all shooting upwards.
Can we shoot upward? I mean, I'd like to shoot upwards.
You can shoot upwards. I would like to know from Patty and Elijah what their choice is.
Air would be nice, please.
Upwards or towards
Yes,
the
please.
hole?
Here's well, I'm
towards
close
the
to the
sky.
hole. As far as I know, I'm the
You're closest to the hole.
and I'm also the closest, and I'm also the furthest down. This is the closest
Yes.
potential air.
Mhm.
Yes.
I will say, as everyone, like, if you glance up to look for air, you swear it can't be that far down. There's no way you are hundreds of feet below the surface. Reasonably, anyone who's taken a marine biology course or just a basic oceanography class knows that the pressure underwater will kill you.
Yeah.
And it gets worse if you rise too fast.
Yes, do we got to worry about like pressurization or?
Who knows? You didn't
No.
worry about it on the way down.
No.
No,
Do you
no.
And again, it didn't
Happens.
seem that deep.
Now here's my problem. This was where they were taking me.
In this direction, yes.
I'll I'll go to the closest thing of air.
You head toward the hole.
Yes.
We'll start with Dior and Patty. You don't get to choose. This is Elijah's choice.
No, I'm just yelling at the characters in the horror movie.
Dior, Patty, you both
Valid.
kick up from the silty bottom of the lake. And it should take you forever to rise to the top from how deep and dark you feel like you are. But almost maybe 1 or 2 seconds after you've kicked off from the bottom, there's no filtering of sunlight in, just suddenly you are above the water. Dior, you are covered in some kind of mucus.
She just screamed. No, she doesn't
And
scream.
seaweed.
Oh, and kelp, yeah. You have kelp on
and
you.
leaves and
She-
debris.
Starts to scream, then bites her own tongue to stop herself.
You feel a tiny shrimp crawling on you.
It's a crawfish.
Where's Beanie?
Get in the boat. Get in the boat.
Yeah, you actually realize the boat is right next to you. Your canoe is just waiting.
Still hasn't moved.
Elijah, you rush for the hole. And as you push through it, for a moment you are terrified, thinking you're too big to fit. Until suddenly you realize you are currently covered in a whole bunch of mucus, and you squish right through the opening and suck in air that is not stale, but smells of fish and seafood. And you look around you and see that this hole is coated in sort of a pile of refuse, little animal bones and crawfish shells, and among all of this refuse, you see this. A little wooden triangle with a whole bunch of letters and symbols etched onto it. And wrapped around it, a waterlogged, stained note. And that,
Yo.
I think, is where we will leave this week's episode.
Bro.
Okay, so you did the right thing. Never mind.
We must
Also, we
do
should
a
have just
Cracker
let the
Barrel
monsters take
puzzle.
us.
I
We
love
should have just let the
puzzles.
monsters take us.
For
Fucking
the
love
chat's
puzzles.
benefit, we will be posting these in the Longshot eventually, once our players have a chance to try and see if they can decipher anything from them. For you guys, we
Oh
will
my
post them
God.
tonight in the game chat.
We have like a week to like try and figure it out.
Oh.
But yeah, that has been episode 3 of Cabin 6, Lakeside Activities. With that, I'm going to throw it back to the original DM of Longshot to start our closing statements. Take it away. Tell us how you're feeling. How's it going?
Hi, I'm stressed. If this is what I put my players through on the regular, I'm so sorry. Oh.
It's fun.
Jensen is not about to let Robbie getting punched stand, so that's all that is really. I was considering leaning into the wait, maybe everything's okay, maybe we were tripping, and that was just robbed of him. So he's back in the shit. Don't go nowhere, just so we are gonna be doing a raid. And I'm Sir Pfeffer's the Humble Dungeon Master at the Longshot table, and good lord, this has been so fun. I am agog. If you want to get caught up on these previous episodes, head over to the YouTube Longshot, where we are able to get the ad revenue and all that good stuff, and we will be picking up in August with our season 7. And if you want, which will have 4 weekly streamed campaigns, if you want to get caught up on any of that. I'm flustered. I'm genuinely flustered. If you want to get caught up on any of that, that is also up on the YouTube. Our Discord is where we have the bingo. Did we get anyone that won bingo? I think one of the party members Let's go, Smiley.
Yeah.
We got
Not
memes.
bingo.
We got a community that is as chaotic as it is wholesome. Do come through. It'll be a good time. We got a podcast as well up on the YouTube called Insight Check, where we cook said campaigns, where me and my buddy Jared, my roommate, think tank a bunch of stuff and answer community questions. There's an amazing LARP called Heinefall. You should check it out. Heinefall.com. I got a Patreon. I don't know. The art was made by Oddity Draws, who is incredible. Absolute amazing creator. Do go follow them. Do go show them some love. And while we're at it, go follow all these yahoos. They're amazing. They're incredible. They got the sauce. Yeah, I'm Sir Pfeffers. Over to you, Andy.
Fuck you doing, man? You're supposed to be my good luck charm. What is this?
I mean, of the three that got reversed fished into the water.
I do love it here. I want to leave it at that. But oh my god. I'm Andy. I've been Patty O'Shaughnessy. I'm gonna try and save my friends. But if you want to see more of me, you can go visit my TikTok at ValveMax010. I make little goofs and gags over there. You can see me over on Mr. Dandy DM's channel and Our Flag Means Doom. You can see me in Star Progeny over on Saturday Morning Spell Kids. And you can also find me right here during the main season on Bayonet. Kiki and James. Man, I love you guys. How about that?
Love you.
I'm gonna popcorn it over to Elijah.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, King Smiley, other known as Elijah. Yo. You know, I didn't pull those jokers, but I suffered the consequences. But you know what? Made a hell of a story. I am your current resident sad boy, so you know, King Smiley, call me King, call me Smiley, call me whatever you want, so long as I like it. You can find me here on Twitch at King Smiley _. I have 2 Y's in my name. Gonna be honest, this entire thing just made my mind go blank right now. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm gonna have to say thank you, Cloudy Kate, for saving my life. Because I could have just died of that Joker right now.
You're welcome, pal.
Yeah, Kate.
Yeah, and I'm actually just gonna pop it over to you.
Hi, my name is Kate. You can find me at the Cloudy Kate on all social medias. I'm a cosplayer, TTRPG player, avid reader, and performer. Super excited to be here for this horror campaign. As soon as Pfeff was like, horror, I said, yes, please. And I will be joining Bayonet this upcoming season as a brand new character, which is so exciting. We have some fun stuff planned. Ooh, this new ranger, kind of crazy. This new updated ranger is kind of crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. Dior, her actions have consequences. Is she now gonna blame herself for Tabitha's death? Thanks, Robbie, for putting that in her head.
Oh my god.
Realizing now I should have played a character that's like super smart. Because I am a crazy note taker and I love putting together conspiracy boards, and that's not Dior. So we're gonna see, and we're gonna find that balance between the two of us, because ooh, I love putting stuff together. They're leaving nice little breadcrumbs for me to make a fillet out of, and Dior just wants to blow dry her hair. So, yay. With that, I'm gonna pop it over to Robbie, my emotional trauma bonding buddy this episode.
Yippee! I've been Hannah Harper, also known as Robbie Lombardi, and I'm about to go check underneath my bed for monsters. It's been great. You can find me everywhere at Hannah Plays D&D. You can find me doing cool stuff. I got a couple of actual plays coming up. I've got a couple things at Gen Con. I got D&D in a castle, and I'm gonna keep doing weird shit, so you can find me in a lot of places. So keep up to date, and I'm gonna keep playing little weirdos. I'm gonna popcorn it over to James.
Hi! How's everybody doing? I love you.
Love this so much.
I have had the pleasure tonight of being one half of your DMs, one half of Dual Masters Guide. My name is James. I go by Hugger Muggard here on the internet. And if you would like to see me get emotionally scarred instead of me emotionally scarring others, you can check me out on Wednesdays as I play Aziza Zatara, the son of John Constantine and Zatanna Zatara, as I get put through the ringer because the demon attached to my soul is now trying to kill my friends. It'll be fine. And I pass it finally over to my lovely partner, Kiki does stuff.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Chat and DR with the saves. I would have gotten every single one of you with a Joker. Anyway, hi, hello.
That's
no.
so crazy.
God,
What are the odds?
truly, we would have had all of you if it wasn't for Chat Shuffle and you're using that ace on
Yeah.
Truly,
Elijah.
the escalation in the number of Jokers pulled. We went from like none for like 2 sessions and all of them in the
This
one go.
Monday said fuck you specifically, and
Yeah.
I loved it. Anyway, so that's why it takes 3 to kill you. My name is Kiki. I do stuff. You can find me all over the internet at Kiki Does Stuff or Kiki Do Stuff right here on Twitch where I do stuff. Last night we played some sock court game. That was fun. I got to accuse my friends of crimes.
You probably did them. You're probably guilty, especially if it was
I was
arson.
the accuser. Why am I guilty?
Listen.
Anyway, the only crime that I'm guilty of is traumatizing my players in a healthy and consensual manner. That being said, a friendly reminder that this always will have content warnings. So if at any point you're like, I don't know if I fuck with this, go ahead and check the content warnings to see if you can in fact fuck with this. Other than that, be sure to vote for Dungeons and Demigods for the Crit Awards. I believe there are 2 categories that we're eligible for, Madeline being Best Dungeon Master and Best Use of Safety Tools in a DTRPG. So you should go ahead and check that out and vote for us. Maybe, I don't know, maybe consider it. And other than that, I will also be joining the Longshot table this coming fall for Thistle and Quill. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be really fun.
I unfortunately will not be at Gen Con, but you can find me on the other half of the world if you happen to be in the Southern Hemisphere, as I will be going to PAX Australia this year in October alongside my wonderful co-DM James. You can punch us in person there if you feel like it. Or congratulate us on traumatizing players. I don't know which way you jive.
I'll buy the ticket right now.
But with all that being said, I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope that these memories haunt you until next episode. Theft, take us away.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. We're gonna go kick it with Goddess. Amazing content creator. Go show them some love and have y'all a phenomenal rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow for Doom Scroll. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.